Ready to go live? I think we are live. You are live. Oh God, here we go again. We're live on YouTube apparently. Who would have thought that? What's this thing called YouTube? YouTube, what's that? Isn't that the place? Isn't that the place where videos about hair get really massive amounts of views and stuff like that? I don't know.
See, we can dream about that.
Oh, welcome. If anyone's here, no one's here yet. We're waiting. Nobody.
That's a record turnout.
That is a record turnout. It is. God dear. Why are we here for this, aren't we? Yeah.
Oh, you've got your hologram out. I like it. It.
Yeah. Diamonds and pearls.
So cool. That's really cool because I love the hologram and I also love the kind of blue version they did. They're kind of, they're both. I remember seeing that hologram the first time I saw that. That was wow. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
We have one person in.
That's probably me.
Yeah, it's probably me. Yeah, Diamonds and Pearls 30th anniversary live stream, ending the Diamonds and Pearls celebration month. We've been doing pick of the weeks from the album, and we thought we'll end it by a nice little live stream, just chatting about everything around that period. Because I don't know about for you, but that was the period where it was just. Oh, it was my period. It was like this was the Prince band. This was the Prince band for me. This was my, I was, too young for the revolution. New Power Generation was my time. This was all about,
Yeah. I know what you mean. There is a time when it's like, yeah, that's just my era. That's my moment. Whatever. Even if you love other eras, obviously, it's just that there's an era that really just, you can't replace that. Absolutely. That kind of time.
Wow. Absolutely. I'm just seeing if we get the comments up here. Have we got anything? We've got 4 people in at the moment. I'm not seeing any comments up yet. Is it all working? I haven't done this for so long. So...
I don't know how the technology does work now. I have no idea.
I know. We've got 4 people in, whoever you are. Say hello, put some comments in so we know it's all working, please. Got comments up on the side.
I can't even tell how you work these things anymore. It's been such a while.
I know. But if you, let's do a lockdown quiz. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to test the comments here to see if it's working.
You can type in. I can't type in. See, I'm banned. See.
There we go. You're banned.
Well, not banned, but I don't have any box into my comments.
Can you see? You can't see it. Can you see
my comment? My comments, obviously, just.
Yeah. You normally can see the comments.
Acceptable.
Can't you?
I can see them.
Yeah. You can see it. So did my comments up there, but yeah. There we go. There we go. Now it's more like it. Vault creator. Yep. Hello. Funketeer. Fluffy waffles.
Wow. That's quite a handle. I quite like that. That's pretty cool.
And in the morning, I'm having fluffy waffles.
I can see that.
Nice. Let's talk Diamonds and Pearls then, eh? Let's talk Diamonds and Pearls. 1991. Can you believe?
Where's that God, don't. It makes me feel so old.
It is scary, isn't it? It is scary. I mean, what a time. I mean, just Prince went for it, didn't he? That, Commercial Juggler, as I said in my last video, it was massive production, probably the best produced videos he made probably at the time, wasn't it? The scale of them. Some of them were sort of 14, 15 minutes long, weren't they? You think of the Cream video and all that bit with the train station and everything,
I love that. I love that Cream video. I love that when she's like, brilliant, isn't it? I don't want to see Sinatra. I want to see Prince.
We can get a sleeper car.
That is, who is this Prince? And he just walks by with Diamond and Pearl, like, look at the coolest guy in the world, doesn't he?
Who is this Prince? Yeah,
that is such a great video. And I love the bit when they're all the MPG are kind of in the hairdressers getting all their hair sort of.
Yeah, you've got to hit some skin.
Yeah, it's just like it's that was a whole thing though, wasn't it? That was a whole, like I say, you got the video and it was like you got all that going on before the song even starts. It was just there was so much stuff around it.
It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Those videos, the Get Off video, the Cream video. There was, the Money Don't Matter Tonight, where there were 2 videos for that, wasn't there? Spike Lee's, version. Just fantastic. Diamonds and Pearls video, brilliant. Obviously having a video collection as well. That's the first time that Prince had done that as well, wasn't it?
I like the I love the Get Off ones, the gangster glam. His kind of look then. It was just it was just amazing. And like I say, the Cream videos, all the different mixes we had, obviously of Get Off and stuff.
How many versions of that are there? I lost count.
And that's without mentioning Violet, the organ grinder. And, I love the house. Actually, one of my favorite bits. It sounds mad in the Get Off videos, like the house style, and is when you see the clips of him, like a gangster glam, going around Paisley, driving in his car. Just the kind of not behind the scenes because they're filming it, but kind of a bit behind the scenes, and that was such a cool. He really, really. I think I love that phrase you used, the commercial jugular, because I think that really sums up that situation. Because he was at a point where he wanted to really impress upon Warner's that he was good for $100 million record deal, and I think part of that they went for was he had to sort of achieve those sales, didn't he, of over 5 million. I mean, obviously you still get paid below that, but I think to really get the full 100 million, you had to hit 5 million sales. And Diamonds and Pearls, he really went for that. That strategy that it's almost like it's more of I suppose you could say traditional in a sense pop star, in the sense that they really promoted it, they pushed the videos. Each song was really, there was maxi singles, Get Off, maxi single, Cream. He really maximized as much as he could at the album, because the thing about Prince is he probably, like I say, he would record an album and he's kind of done with it in a sense, and he's on to the next thing. The next thing was here he really pushed the whole kind of commercial buttons. Let's do a video collection. Let's do let's do maxi singles. Let's really put. And you think that paid off, because first of all, it proved he was good for the $100 million in a sense to get the deal through. But also it proved, Cream being a number one, Get Off was a huge hit. Money Don't Matter Tonight. Thunder was released. It's just there's a lot of a lot of success. And you were saying about the. It was interesting, as you said, about there's only a couple of places where the album got to number one, but then also it's quite interesting if you look at the position. He was like top 10 in pretty much every country, almost every country. He was like top 10. So I mean, top 10 album in pretty much across the globe. But I think it was only a couple of places which he actually got I think it was UK. It was like number 2.
Number 2 in the UK. Number 1 in Australia. I think it was something like that. Yeah.
Australians love.
They love Prince. Yeah.
They love Prince. But then that's interesting as well, because I was looking at it's interesting in the sense of the tour, because he only went to Australia, Japan, and Europe. And obviously Australia, he got the number one. It was number 1 there. He went to tour there, so it's clearly that kind of was clearly something that really worked for him in that sense. So that was quite interesting. And Australians don't see Prince that often, so when they do.
No, they do. Exactly. Is the Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe coming out? It says
wow.
Yeah.
Depends
supposedly. Yeah.
I mean,
Daddy Pop is his favorite song from the album as well. Wow. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I love that bit at the end where it's like NPG is like I think that's really cool. But I think whether that comes out as the next deluxe, there's been a lot of rumors, strong rumors, but then nothing's been announced yet. For some reason, the Prince estate seem to have this aversion to kind of releasing things now at the time when people might buy them for Christmas. I don't know why. They just don't do it. I don't know why that is. But
well, I think of Daddy Pop, I just think of that Arsenio Hall performance, does it on there, doesn't it? Yeah, it's amazing.
The energy he had then, it was crazy.
Isn't it?
It was absolutely sliding about, and it was risky because it wasn't this kind of stiffly choreographed. It was choreographed, but it wasn't this kind of like stiffly thing where it was like there's a sense of you didn't know what he was going to do. It felt very, very, very vibrant. But
absolutely, yeah. You forget when you look back, how just what an inferno he was. He's like on stage. It was incredible. Absolutely
and this wasn't even though he used certain things. This wasn't still. I mean, it was to an extent for Prince, but it wasn't all these flashy gimmicks and lights. It was the pure. Craftsmanship. You had to be able to do it. There was no hiding behind kind of special effects and looking like that. But I think it was really interesting how he had to prove. I mean, to be an extent, he carried on. I find it interesting because he Love Sexy was a lot of people loved that album, but it didn't sell as well as perhaps they thought it might. They said it's obviously controversial in America for some reason, and but then obviously Batman brought him back into that commerciality because they. Warner Brothers knew this would be a surefire hit. There's no doubt, so no problem with there. Then you had Graffiti Bridge, where he really wanted that to work in the film and everything, but that didn't necessarily sell as much as he thought. So he's then coming back with his commercial. He's kind of oscillating between the commercial and the kind of artistic in a sense. But I think sometimes you can produce great work when you have to. When Prince thought, right, I'm going to make this work. I want to get this 5 million sales. I want to get this, this big deal. And this is something he really pushed, because if you look at the video quality of Diamonds and Pearls and you look at the video quality of the Symbol album, carrying on from that, I mean, you've got to say those videos are some of the best he's ever done. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely. Pushing the boat out, definitely. And it's the first time as well, I thought, with the Diamonds and Pearls videos as well, even with the tour and everything, where he was almost like, rivaling Michael Jackson in that aspect. Both tours were massive. All the videos from both those albums, Dangerous, came out around the same time as Diamonds and Pearls, were huge videos, and Prince, first time he'd done that kind of thing, wasn't it, where he was kind of,
I think that's the interesting thing, because Michael Jackson always, I remember with Bad, he would really push each track,
whereas every track was a single, wasn't it?
Whereas Prince often it wouldn't necessarily do that, and I think Diamonds and Pearls was one of those times where he really thought, right, I'm going to make this a commercial success with everything. I mean, it's the interesting thing to me though is how much his audience was shifting, because Lovesexy was big, getting as big in Europe compared to America, and then you look at Diamonds and Pearls tour, and he does Japan, he does Australia, he does Europe, but he doesn't go to America. And that was quite interesting. He started to shift to European audiences were really appreciating that, but he didn't focus on necessarily the American market as much. And I mean, obviously I say that Cream was the #1, and obviously there were huge hits, but not with the tour, which is interesting, because he'd obviously done that before with Silent Times and various other things that didn't sort of
tour America. Did Lovesexy tour America? It didn't, did it? Or did it? I can't remember now. I didn't think it did.
But that's the thing. I think it's just I got to look now. You asked the question.
I've asked the question now. You'd have saved that for a lockdown quiz.
Yes, he did. He did. But I always think of the European show. That proves our European bias. He did tour a lot of states, a lot of places in America. I think
I know the Act 2 tour, the Act 1 and Act 2 tour, when '93 was America. I think it was in theaters, wasn't it, in America?
I can never get my head around the Lovesexy bit, in the sense that all those dates he did, and they said he only sort of, because of the expense of it, kind of pretty much broke even. It was only in Japan, right at the very end of the tour, where he started to make money. And it's only about 8 dates in Japan, and it's like that's when he started to make the money. He does like 30, 40 shows, whatever, in Europe and America, and then he just makes the money at the end. It's like because of the expense of the production, expense of the show, and moving it about, despite the fact it's one of the best shows.
Ever done.
I don't know. I mean, it's weird. Maybe he should have,
But by then he was desperate to do the Batman, wasn't he? He got the thing about Batman, wanted to get back and get the tour over, and he wanted to cancel the tour straight away, didn't he? Where not do the Japanese bit.
Which is the only bit that would make. I mean, it's nowadays you just charge you charge a lot more money for your tickets nowadays, I suppose. Just say right, you've got to pay hundreds of pounds. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. The Diamonds and Pearls is my favorite Prince '90s album. It's definitely in there. Diamonds and Pearls, Love Symbol, Gold Experience. I think best, probably top 3 '90s album. Come though, and then Come. There's some strong stuff in the '90s. Emancipation. And then you go, what? Prince did tracks in the '90s?
I think
didn't it all stop in 1989?
I think that's the interesting thing, though, because Prince has always had his battle, hasn't he, between the commercial and and the sort of the things he wanted to do. And this was, like I say, the peak of commerciality. He really wanted to push it, but that made him produce some really tight work. I mean, it's there's lots of interesting things. Originally, how it was actually, the album was called Schoolyard. It was based on the Schoolyard track, and I think how different would that have been if that had been the thing? I mean, God knows, we probably wouldn't be able to play the album anymore. I don't know.
Gloves and hot oil and oil and stuff like that.
It probably wouldn't be. It probably wouldn't be. I think, but it was he was clear, and his image was quite different. If you look at his image in Graffiti Bridge to Diamonds and Pearls, it was a lot more. What would you say? A lot more.
Well, I mean, you just look at the hair. I mean, straight away, you got the typhoon hair. I mean, that's got to be worth a couple of thousand views. And hey, Danny Tickner's in the house. You got the whole look of the Diamonds and Pearls was brilliant, wasn't it? The suits, the guitar, the color schemes that were matching everything.
I always think of the yellow. I mean, the yellow guitar, the Chiquita yellow. The kind of the BMW, the clothes. I don't think a very yellow tour. It's Also, we should point out at this point that Mr. Ants, I believe.
I was waiting for that.
I did. Mr. Ants, I didn't mention the cloud guitar. No, sorry. I was going to say, Mr. Ants, I believe, was actually one of the privileged few to see Carmen Electra open.
Ah, yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
How was that? How was that? Watching
Still got
Carmen
my
Electra
tour
open.
program. Yeah, yeah. I don't remember what she sounded like, but I remember what she looked like.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Was that the last time she performed?
It was. Yeah. Still got my, my concert ticket. Here we go. Look.
Wow. Oh, I remember mine with the gold kind of. Yeah, that is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. 19th of June. This was the first concert I ever went to.
Really? And so basically,
with my cousin John, if you're watching, hello mate.
So the first concert you went to, you didn't cheer loud enough for Carmen Electra, and then she wasn't allowed on again. That's basically what you're saying.
It was my fault. It was my fault.
I bet you did. I bet you did cheer loud enough for Carmen Electra.
Yeah,
sure.
And I mean, what a lovely program. I mean, there's great pictures in there. Look at that. Amazing. That
is cool.
It was such a great show, wasn't it? I mean, we talked about the Diamonds and Pearls tour, all night. I mean, it was such a theatrical.
Oh, the floating bed with Diamond and Pearl and Prince coming over, and the from the moment you turned up from the advert. Do you remember the advert? Oh,
yes. All that.
Diamond has legs.
MPG. Yeah, Diamond has legs. I mean, wasn't that a funky band?
We forget how much he was actually pushing Carmen Electra, because we had that whole advert of like, she's the scariest female on the planet.
Oh my God.
Is inevitable.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Amazing tour. I mean, that show was just mind boggling. The stage was so big as well. I remember, all the lighting rig.
Those statues were kind of...
the symbol thing coming down, moving around and moving back up and down.
Yeah.
And you had those similar kind of hexagon pads that they had in Sign of the Times.
Yes.
There was those as backdrop of stars, as coming out of a capsule at the beginning.
Oh yes, like the kind of like reminiscent of almost the 7 video, which hadn't been released yet, but
and as you say, the floating bed, and it was immense. It was immense. It was incredible.
I think they'll forget how dramatic that show was. I mean, how much he really put into the stage of it, and that's what frustrates me, because you see clips of it in like the Live for Love part of the Diamonds and Pearls VHS, and you think, I want to give her a full concert. It's obviously been filmed. It's been filmed in high quality, and you see the Live for Love bits, and you think that is amazing. He's like, London, and it just looks so cool. And it's obviously not only is it filmed professionally. You see clips from a couple of different concerts, and you think,
yes.
This is there. Just put it out. Come on.
We've been asking for so long. I mean, if this super deluxe comes along, which is rumored to be, then come on, they've got to include one of those shows, haven't they? Well, they'll probably include one that.
It surely would probably, like I say, because he didn't tour America, so it's a high chance. It's probably going to be. I might be slightly biased, but one of the London shows, I hope. And
you hope so. Yeah, you would hope so. That would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You would hope that there were some of the best, though. Yeah, it would be good. Oh, Danny's saying she mimed, if I remember correctly, to Go Dancer. I couldn't tell you. Oh dear, who remembers Power from Above?
God, yeah. Jeez, Power from Above. That's the thing. It was interesting because he was sort of it just didn't work. He was really desperate to kind of launch Carmen Electra, and but also at the time it was obviously the beginning of the kind of, there was like the filming of, you saw sneak preview, didn't you, like of the 3 Chains of Gold video, little clips of Maite and the Egyptian pyramids, and there was so much going on, you weren't sure exactly quite what was happening. But I love it because you're sitting there and I was standing there in the concert, and there was like thousands and thousands of people, and there's like some all different ages and backgrounds, and there'll be like these men who look like really tough men, and then it'd be like, Prince likes hugs, and they're like, oh, that's nice. And it's like, but I just love the kind of the imagery about that. He was very it was iconic, but he was an absolute huge superstar at the time. I think people forget how much of a superstar he really was at that.
He was right up there with Michael Jackson, Madonna. That absolutely massive. Yeah.
Well, you said about about the MPG. You used to only see them from distance behind security.
Absolutely, absolutely. Not in some little function room, in a bar or in a pub in London. Getting changed behind the curtain as you walk past.
It was so different.
Surreal. It was a different world then.
There was so much going on that stage, though, wasn't there? I mean, the dancing, so the dancers, Maite, Diamonds and Pearls. You just, there was almost too much. You kind of almost.
Yeah. But I remember as we went in, as we walked around that perimeter in Earl's Court, and that video was already playing when we entered. You know, the advert, and you keep hearing that gong when a symbol comes up. Gong. But it was so loud, and you could feel it almost through the floor as you're walking around, and it really created a kind of. I'd never been to a concert before, so it was like really, wow. You know, the hairs are going up. This is it's a really weird experience. You know, what is that noise? What's that sound? And you're almost desperate to get out there and just to watch, see what's happening. You know, and then you always get that bit where the crowd starts screaming when they think they've seen something, and everyone starts scrambling to get in. Quick, you know.
I love that, because sometimes there's like a guy just changing the mic or just moving something, and
yeah, everyone goes mad. Yeah, on the night we went, we did take our seats, and they were obviously, you could hear instruments being tuned up or whatever, and the curtain ruffled a bit, and then you heard a kind of like that, and everyone went bananas, and the curtain ruffling, and you're like, was it him? Is it someone messing about? Who knows? You just never know. But it created a massive stir. Everyone was running, get the seat. Oh, it's Prince.
When did you first see the sexy MF T-shirt? Was
that night? Yeah, it was night. Walking around that perimeter again when we were looking at the merch stands.
Yeah,
and we can see this T-shirt. It was like sexy MF, and me and my cousin are going, sexy MF. What's that?
What does that stand for?
Yeah, what's that stand for? How stupid are we back then? But we just didn't know, never heard it before, and and then we twigged, and then we're like, no way, what's that? And then obviously the video was played during the concerts, wasn't it? Was it before the concert, or I can't remember if it was played before or during the concert.
Yeah,
I know the whole video was played. I think it might have been before, because it came on and was like, oh my god, that's what it is. It's like, wow. And then obviously he played it actually live near the end of the show, didn't he?
That's the thing, that whole loves the sexy MF really worked well on stage. You only used to bring the some concerts they would bring the car on in Act 2, like bringing the car out there, and it just worked so well. I think it's interesting because, like you say, he was already really onto the next project in his mind in some ways, even though he's really pushing this, but he was always thinking ahead. And I love the fact people forget this is pre-internet. It's a very different world, because you didn't know everything. You didn't know every rumor. You didn't know the set list necessarily, what he's going to play, unless someone had been before. You didn't know, like, if you see a sexy MF T-shirt, you can go, oh, I'll just quickly Google that.
Exactly. What's that all about? Yeah.
Unless you belong to like a controversy fanzine or something like that, you wouldn't. The average person would go, what's this? And it would be one of those things where you'd read little snippets of news in like NME or music papers, and you go, oh, what's happening next? But you couldn't find out everything instantly, and it's a very different world.
Absolutely.
And there won't be a time like that, because you had that excitement, but a lot of it was because you didn't know what was going to happen, and you didn't record the thing on your phone, because
you couldn't. It's all in your memory.
It's all in your memory, and
makes it more special in a way. Oh, Mr. Purple Yoder's in the house. Hey, soars like a fucking jet plane. Hello, Tony Delta Blues as well. Hello there. Thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for coming in, talking all things Diamonds and Pearls. So, any of you guys, if you went to the Diamonds and Pearls tour, where did you go? How many shows did you see? What were your memories? Let's get some comments going on.
And I will just give you a kind of, it's from Prince Vault. This is just like a typical, obviously each time he performed it was different, but this is like a typical set list. He had a show intro, so some music, but he started off with Thunder often, then Daddy Pop, Diamonds and Pearls, obviously straight from the album, as it, in order. Then Let's Go Crazy, fantastic. Kiss, followed by Jughead, and Jughead into Purple Rain. Jughead into Purple Rain.
That just doesn't go, does it? Yeah, that's great.
Live for Love mid-concert, which is interesting, because I think of Live for Love because of the video selection, almost as like a concert closer, whereas they performed Willing and Able. Willing and Able included Lively Up Yourself. They had Damn You, obviously fantastic, which went straight into Sexy MF.
Oh wow!
And Thieves in a Temple from Graffiti Bridge.
Yeah, brilliant.
And Strolling, Insatiable, and Get Off House Style. He did sort of slight encore of 1999, Baby I'm a Star, Push, which is the kind of thing. But that's sort of one night. Every night was different. But it's interesting. He mixed those classic hits with a lot of the new album as well.
Yeah.
But he didn't sort of, there's certain things he doesn't, like some tours he would be. I mean, he had the piano, but he wasn't. It wasn't like Love Sexy, was it? Where Love Sexy was very much you had the kind of the whole separate piano
bit.
But yeah. No,
I think this one he was only on the piano. Diamonds and Pearls. He was on the piano for a little bit, wasn't he? I think. But if I remember rightly, he mainly just danced on it and performed around it, didn't he? Rather than actually playing it. You know, I'm trying to remember back now because it's a long time ago. But yeah, Danny went to two shows at Earl's Court, Thieves in the Temple, and It. Wow, fantastic. 11 shows. Oh, you're just showing off.
He's just
went to 11 shows. Jeez Louise.
Jesus.
Wow. That's amazing.
Apparently, Jughead, he would also introduce a bit from Dead on It, as you would.
Wow. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Was that the bit where they had the video bit where it looked like where it's him in the dressing room?
Oh, Jughead, I love that bit when he goes, look over here at me, working for Billy, getting busy in the corner.
Yeah. But at the top, you think it's really actually happening live.
Yes,
you know,
and he's sort of
in the dressing room.
Yeah, he's in there, and I love that. It's such a classic kind of like I say, like he's just getting change in between songs.
Just backstage, he's still singing. You know, part of the Well, it's a great idea. Really love that bit.
I love that bit where actually, I think you know, when they do Push, and there's that part where they wrestle with him. It's like, you know, he's like, you don't want me on the mic, man. No, man.
No, man. You don't want me on the mic.
You sort of have to carry him off. I mean, but
absolutely,
it's
absolutely. Fantastic. Probably the last time he played a lot of the new album, apart from Rainbow Children. Yeah, that's a good point. Rainbow Children, he pretty much played the whole album, didn't he? Yeah, on the One Night Alone tour. So yeah, Diamonds and Pearls, you say it was pretty much, the most of the album got played, didn't it? With a few, as you say, 3 or 4 hits and 2 or 3 songs off the new album coming out.
I mean, it's really a crowd. I say a crowd pleasing, they're all crowd pleasing, but I mean, it's a real crowd pleasing set list. Like I say, you've got the big hits, but you've also got, you know, you really extensively go into the track. What I noticed, actually, in a sense, is that some of the later shows, like you know, like the Hit and Run tours, you have up to about 40 songs, whereas here it's a lot less. It's kind of like he's doing a lot more with each song. He's sort of doing, you know.
Yeah, because the thing with Diamonds and Pearls, they were played in their entirety, weren't they? The songs.
That's the thing. Which is you didn't see that often always with later on, you know.
Yeah, I mean, especially like Love Sex or something. They're all medleys, aren't they? They're all small versions of the songs. You know, even Purple Rain, you know, everything. But Diamonds and Pearls, they're all played out. You know, it's fantastic.
The live version of Cream on Arsenio Hall. Do you know, some of those Arsenio Hall shows just generally with
they're
Prince.
Amazing.
I mean, Prince just
yeah, absolutely.
He just absolutely destroyed.
She's always in my hair. Did he play that in the Diamonds and Pearls tour? Wow. I remember She's Always in My Hair. Wow. That must have been amazing, because that's not a track that got played that often, is it? If I'm thinking.
No, but it's interesting because even on Act 1, he did bring it in as well, and I think it's interesting how he returned to that. You know, those songs that get forgotten almost, and he brings them up, but like when he brought Something in the Water Does Not Compute back. And just, you know, you just think, you know, I like the idea that sort of Prince is there thinking, listening to stuff he's done before, and go, you know, that's damn good. I've got to get that out again.
Yeah. He probably heard that Miami sound check and thought, I've got to do that again. With Third Eye Girl, I mean, Jesus, that's just amazing, isn't it? I mean, wow.
I mean, I think the thing with Cream is we almost forget, you know, how good a song, because I think there's a danger whenever any song is played so often. I mean, when you think of the Prince songs that get played the most, obviously, you know, Purple Rain, Let's Go Crazy. Actually, a lot more than When Doves Cry here. But Cream, like I say, is one of the most popular, well-known songs. But when you actually listen to it, and that and the maxi single, you know, there's a really delicate guitar. There's so much to love about it, and it's almost that you sometimes don't listen to it for a while, and then you listen to it, you think, damn, that is good. It's such a Prince kind of track,
it's such a cool little tune, and
you know, a bit cocky, a bit kind of self-empowering. You know, it's just
and it's just such a unique sound, that track as well. You know, it's just of its own little thing. Cream.
I still remember the advert for Diamonds and Pearls VHS in Britain, and they had they literally had the Cream videos and the Get Off videos, and they literally had a voiceover guy for the UK advert saying, "Poor Prince, you know, he has to sing," and they showed him sort of singing Cream or whatever. He has to dance. And they showed him, you know, get off or whatever. They go, he has to dance with those boring girls. No wonder he's down the pub. And they just like, they played this whole kind of thing. Oh, poor Prince, has to do all these things. That's how terrible it is.
Gosh, I don't think I ever saw that.
Wow. It was such a great advert. It was so British almost, but
wow,
it was that self-effacing kind of like, oh yes, so with all these things.
Love it. Wow, that was one of my Christmas presents that year, 92, I think it was, wasn't it? That video collection.
Oh.
And at that time, like you say, because we didn't have mobile phones, because we didn't have internet, to see footage from shows that you went to and possibly a night that you were there was a hugely exciting event. Massive. Oh wow. I remember Gold Experience, and the next day, it being on the Sunday show on BBC Two, performing Billy Jack Bitch, at Wembley Arena. But I was there yesterday. I could see my seat, It was just wow. But that you don't get that anymore because you got it on your phone. You got it,
I mean, it's interesting because Prince clearly tried to not only maximise it with the videos, but like I say, he took Cream and he made all those different versions. He took Get Off and he made all those different versions. And Cream with we forget the great sort of comedy phone calls.
The prank phone calls, the prank phone calls. Do you like the track Cream? Yeah.
I love that.
Oh dear.
Oh,
we gotta go now. Goodbye.
But I think it's let's say the Get Off phenomena. That was a monster jam, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely huge. Yeah, I love the what one is it? There's so many. Purple mix. I don't know the fast one. I love that.
Oh, it's just brilliant. And obviously we forget about we won't mention the how should we describe it? The interesting trousers.
Right, yes, absolutely. Did I see something in the comments about that earlier, or I'm looking back now? Prince performance of the 1991 MTV Video Music Awards. Is that one? Of Get Off. Remember that? That's the trouser performance.
I love that because you sort of watched him and turns around and you're like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, whoa. That was a bit cheeky.
Oh, that's the thing with the Diamonds and Pearls Deluxe. There's so many maxi singles you can put into it. That's the thing about it. And
absolutely. Plus all the tracks, as we say on the that didn't make the album and the alternate versions, from that New Beginnings thing, the Insatiable. Wow. I
really like from the New Beginnings that also the Live for Love. It's a slightly different.
It's so different.
Version.
Yeah.
It's sort of a bit more light, a bit more airy, but it's it's certainly definitely worth a listen. And that Beginnings collection is, really you could put that pretty much straight onto a Super Deluxe probably. In terms of what they've got there. And
absolutely, yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, tracks like Schoolyard and Something Funky, This House Comes, all that. You got all of that. It's just fantastic. You've got that. You've got the maxi singles. You've got the album. You've got the tour. Come on, what more do you need?
Well, that's the thing. You can put a live tour on there on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever and you can put a live audio. I mean, there's so many live audios to choose from. The only downside is like you could have pretty much any of them. So.
Absolutely. Well, a live, as you say, Blu-ray or whatever from one of the concerts and an audio CD, from one of the others. So that would be superb. But
I'd probably prefer it if they did. I don't know. It's probably a personal choice, but I prefer it if they did. The audio of a concert rather than obviously Prince was sometimes sort of merged 3 or 4 concerts or multiple concerts into one kind of audio
yes
package.
No, you're right, one show would be good rather than like they've done with 1999 and Sign of the Times. We've got Vault Creator. Does anyone else sing Don't Think About the Families, the babies
and the mums
in their head when listening to Live for Love, despite those lines being cut? Good comment.
It's quite interesting, the Live for Love one, because it's again another thing where Prince is really making some deep points. And like I said, I urge anybody, if they get to hear the Diamonds and Pearls Beginnings version, I'm sure it's on YouTube, probably everything else is. There's probably like guys reacting to the Diamonds and Pearls Beginnings. I mean, there's probably a whole genre of people reacting to the reacting. I don't know. It's all YouTube is now is people reacting to things.
And shorts. Have you seen those shorts? Oh my god! Don't go there. It's nothing but girls, wear next to nothing, or flirting with the camera for 5 seconds. You know, if you had me for 24 hours, what would you do? You know, and
that's my deal. That's what I made.
Yeah.
That's my part-time job. I star in those, and
honestly, it's just terrible.
I've obviously got a very different feed to you. All I get is Prince stuff.
I don't know why I see these. They come up and go, what the hell is this all about? And they're getting so much views. You can make videos about hair. You can make videos about bodies. You can make videos about, I don't know. Just get all these views. Oh dear, I don't know. Never mind. Never mind. We plod on.
Purple Yoda says about the I love the fact they only added Get Off as he received such a response after issuing the vinyl to DJs. That's a really interesting point, because originally, obviously, he had Horny Pony in that slot, and he actually obviously in the push rap he mentions the Horny Pony, and on the album there's a little bit, isn't there, where it's Get Off, and it's kind of it's a Horny Pony bit like behind, because it was obviously that was what it was intended for. He was intending to have Horny Pony, then Get Off got such a monster reaction. And after the DJs in the clubs, I mean, imagine dancing to that in the club. It was just, awesome. I remember when my mum, I played it, and my mum came in, and she was so shocked. Well, not shocked, but she was kind of like, so, have you heard what Prince is doing now? And I remember she was talking to my auntie and said, you listen to these lyrics? There's like stripping down Peter Paul's Almond Joy and let me show you, baby, I'm a talented boy. And it's like, she's like, listen to these lyrics. How does he,
the pool table, move the stick.
Yeah, I mean,
58 ball, where to show the stick.
It's like people forget at the time it was quite near the knuckle. I remember holding on the rod in the shower, and it was like whichever way you take that, and
they still did that bit on the radio with Reese's arse.
I remember NME actually leaked, I think, had some of the lyrics before it came out. This shocking new, I mean, obviously they said shocking, but then a year later when Sexy MF came out, they went, God, even more shocking than it was. But no, I love the fact that he changed that, because, like I say, he took out. There's actually interesting, because you take the original, obviously, Diamonds and Pearls album. He had various configurations and various bits, but originally the very first configuration was Something Funky, This House Comes, followed by Daddy Pop, Walk Don't Walk, Diamonds and Pearls, Schoolyard, Stolen, Will Enable, Insatiable, Money Don't Matter Tonight, Horny Pony, and Live for Love. But the other configurations have included there's Call the Law is in there, The Flow, which obviously survived to later. So it's quite interesting how like I said, Horny Pony was right there right until the very end, and then Get Off came along, and I suppose he thought Get Off was just too good.
It was too good
to ignore. I mean, he put it obviously Horny Pony as the B-side to the Get Off, so he obviously thought of them in the same kind of way. But that's a weird track, Horny Pony. I mean, when I first heard that,
isn't it? Yeah.
I was like, it's not like anything else, Horny Pony, is it? I mean, I love that bit when it's like, Prince, he's so weird. Would you look at that? It's like, it's just so strange. And I think,
oh dear. On another note, is that a cloud guitar headstock, or are you just pleased to see me? Yeah, I don't know. Is the volume down or off? On what? On us? Everyone can hear us, I do believe. If that's Cinnamon Girl, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Is that us? I don't know. Tony Dale Blues, let a woman be a woman and a man be a man. Discuss.
I'm not sure I want to get into that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was quite interesting, because we actually, that's a good point about how much of that album really you forget, or people don't appreciate the enormous impact Rosie had, because you think of Diamonds and Pearls, you think of Get Off. Rosie was a powerhouse in that, and her voice was an amazing counterpart to Prince, and she was really central to that project. I think I've even heard a version of The Flow, which he sings in, and I've got to say, I kind of prefer it, and Rosie's powerful voice really well, and he really
really missed her on the Symbol album, the follow-up. It was like, where's Rosie gone? When that album came out,
her voice was just extraordinary, and I think she had that real kind of powerhouse battle. It was a different thing for Prince as well, because lots of times female vocalists, or he would have dancers who would be forwards with, but he rarely had a female vocalist in that sense who played that role, a kind of really an equal role. Think of Nothing Compares to You, the version they did, and she really, she was incredibly powerful. But he had so much going on. Like I said, the dancers, the Game Boys. you had the Game Boys, you had My Take, you had Diamonds of Pearl, you just had it all.
Just crazy, isn't it?
There's so much going on. And,
I do believe as well in recent times she's not been in the best of health, as what I've heard.
No,
it's sketchy, but we wish her well wherever she is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rosie Gaines, because it would be lovely to see her come back. Because talent like that, wow, she was just incredible. Yeah. She's my favourite female vocalist in his bands by a country mile. They just complemented each other so well. It was amazing. What did he say? Something like there weren't enough tape or something for her voice or something. Is that what something Prince said? Or
I thought he said that about Martika. I might be wrong.
Martika.
I might be wrong.
Or maybe it's one of those made-up comments said about everybody.
I think he said about Martika. I think, but yeah. I mean, we should point out at this point. Obviously, the band lineup was Prince, obviously doing whatever.
Always says whatever.
Prince does.
Yeah, whatever.
We had Levi doing guitar. Michael B, the amazing Michael B on drums. Tommy Barbarella on keyboards. Sonny T, you can't beat Sonny T. I mean,
oh wow, yeah.
Sonny T, obviously Rosie, Tony M, Kirky J, and Damien D, the Game Boys.
Yeah.
Mike Nelson on trombone, Brian Gallagher saxophone, Kathy Jensen, Dave Jensen, Steve Strand, and obviously Maite.
It wasn't David Kidd Jensen, was it?
and Robert Lamorte and L'Oreal as Diamonds and Pearls, and that's quite interesting. How there's a real theatre production, wasn't it? I mean,
it was absolutely.
Really, I mean, it's interesting because they used Thunder, didn't they, in the Joffrey Ballet? And that was quite. He did like a 10-minute version where it kind of really builds up and then comes right down and explodes again. It was just it was amazing. I mean, the sales on that. I mean, the Diamonds and Pearls tour. Sorry, must have been just.
Oh, it must have made quite a lot. I can imagine. Although it was obviously expensive show to produce, but he must have made some. We got Art Collector. Hello, hi Art Collector. Thanks for coming on. She was getting closer than close.
Yes.
Very good.
I mean, obviously, most of the money came from people coming to see Carmen Electra, but Prince made a bit of money.
He was just like, we'll see Prince as well while we're here. It's like going to see that. They used to do those double, movies. You go to the cinema and get two films. We really came for that film, but we'll see this one while we're here. We came for Carmen. I'm sure we're not the only ones. Oh dear. Rosie Gaines reminds me of Aretha Franklin. I love her singing. Yeah, she was just amazing. Just amazing. I mean, that was because Closer and Close, obviously it was a remix, wasn't it? The dance version, which is fantastic, which was released I think in '97, I think, but the actual original was '95, wasn't it? And the album's called Closer Than Close, isn't it? I think she's had about 4 albums out.
She's amazing, yeah.
I had her last album. Well, I don't even know if it was her last album. There's one, You Gave Me Freedom. I bought that one. I'm not sure if that was her last album, but her first album's got a couple of tracks, or one track by Prince, isn't it, on there, I think, if I remember right. So something, I can't remember the name of the track, but I know it says Purple Version or something in brackets. Something like that. It's the opening track on the album, but I don't know.
So how would you feel about a Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe? Would you do you think there's enough, because some people have said, is there enough there
material?
And I think, like I said, first of all, there's probably stuff in the vault we don't know about. It's highly likely. There's stuff we're not aware of. Obviously there are some obvious things like Corny Pony, Schoolyard, Something Funky, various things. And obviously there's the Diamonds and Pearls beginnings. There's the concerts, there's the audio. You could do a lot with the I think the merchandise. You could do like a lot of I don't know, whatever you want to do, t-shirts and tickets.
Absolutely,
or you could put like a little replica ticket in there, or whatever you want to do. You could do programs,
like
obviously,
like they've done with Welcome to America. They could do the same. Which would be really good. It'd be interesting. What would be interesting is that if there are stuff that we don't know about from that period, that would be good. Is there stuff in the vault that we don't know, that was recorded around and it was going to be included or not, that would be interesting, because obviously, we're all familiar with, well, most of us with the stuff we've been talking about. So be interesting to see. As I say, it's interesting, was it? Because obviously the estate were teasing stuff, obviously leading up to the anniversary, causing a bit of a stir. Everyone thinking, here we go. It's going to come out just before Christmas or something, and then nothing. Ooh, it's like, what next?
it's also interesting, I suppose, because like it's the first time an album was credited to the NPG, the first New Power Generation album, and also, unlike, say, for example, lots of albums like particularly Graffiti Bridge before it, he went into the vault a lot with Graffiti Bridge, certain songs, Tick Tick Bang, etc. Whereas Diamonds and Pearls was all written for, Diamonds and Pearls was written like a year and a half or whatever. It was all new tracks. He didn't go back to the vault and get this and get this. It was all new stuff that was coming out. And it was interesting. He very much wrote it as that kind of, almost like a project in itself that wasn't was separate in a sense, and started that new sound, that new beginning. And that's the thing. And the NPG were, I don't mean this in a controversial way. I love all the bands Prince has worked with. I think Revolution, obviously, you don't need to say anything about Revolution. And Third Eye Girl had some amazing experiences. But it's like when I got into Prince, obviously it was the NPG, and they are. For a long time, they're my band in the sense of when I first got into Prince, and then throughout right up until the gold experience here, it's just the NPG, as it evolved. But that was a tight band. Sonny, Levi, Tommy Barbarella, Michael B.
Michael B. I mean, come on. Oh, Call the Law. How can we forget Call the Law? Wow, I love that track. Phil Smith. Hello, Phil Smith.
The video for Call the Law.
Yeah. This is a great album and tour. I would love to see more video footage in optimum quality. For example, the Arsenio Hall show footage. Yeah, again, you could add all those performances on, a deluxe set, and definitely Call the Law. I mean, wow. I mean, I love the video for that on that Diamonds and Pearls video collection. It's great, isn't it?
I love the bit when Tony Ames we're selling, $15, and that's profitable.
Yeah, that's profitable for a sucker like you. That's a mouthful.
I love that. I love the bit at the end where I think Tony goes out with is it like the mayor or the local council was like, arm on the shoulder.
Get rid of the police.
Come on, get rid of the police. They're hassling us. We're trying to have a party here, and the sirens go off and they go away. And
I love it.
Which I think has happened because there's been numerous complaints at the time about Prince's late night parties, and I mean it's weird because you see Paisley Park, and whenever you see it, you think it's obviously
in the middle of nowhere. It looks,
but it's clearly close enough to people's houses that they can hear it, I presume. So, I mean, I think the way around that is like just go to the party. If you don't want it to be kept up by Prince's parties, you should
just go.
Go to the
why wouldn't you want to go? I mean, come on, why wouldn't you? I mean, come on. The Olympics as well. Yes, the Special Olympics as they call it. Oh dear.
Yes.
Yeah, but great. That's a great performance that you could add in as well. Yeah.
Actually, Dave, have you seen that clip where they show him sort of preparing?
Yes, you see him walking up onto the stage and just.
I mean, it looks immaculate. This is like Prince just
on his day off.
And he's got. That's interesting because there's a bit where he walks up the stairs and he talks to like a assistant or something. An assistant runs off like he's been given he's got a quest. He must go and find this whatever it is quickly.
Yes.
And it was just the Special Olympics was amazing. I mean, it really was. And obviously, it wasn't that long before when you had the Rock in Rio kind of infamous performances where Prince bought the rights to it. But I mean, he was just on fire at that time, and he just he looked immaculate. He was kind of just really punching through to the mainstream again, and people were realizing how much he had to give and how creative he was. And that was.
I mean, there is certainly enough live performance footage from that period, from all those different, the Olympics, the Arsenio Hall, the tour, there's so much stuff, it's just endless, it really would be a good super deluxe if they do it, or well, it's probably already done. But
I think you should get like a little mini yellow cloud guitar with each super deluxe, just a little tiny one like that, they're this big, just little.
Oh right,
each one.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Each one get one.
Throw that in. I think we should.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Absolutely. Rosie's version of 1,000 Hugs and Kisses was recorded in Sydney. Ooh.
Oh, that is a great version. I mean, 1,000 Hugs and Kisses again.
What a track!
It frustrated the heck out of me. Prince didn't release that later on. When it came out, sort of the hit and run times towards sort of 2014. It just frustrated me because it was a huge hit. We got so many people interested in the song. I remember Peach and Black talked about it. I talked about it, and so many people were wanting to hear the song, and they loved the song, and that should have been a huge hit. Anybody else would have released that, and that would have just flown. It just it's just sort of.
It's a groove, man. That's a great track. Yeah,
and it's one of those tracks that was passed around. Just some tracks are like that. They get passed around, and it doesn't really find a home, and then eventually, when you think of Nothing Compares to You, took a while. and there's lots of songs which Prince has had where it's sort of not quite sat right with. I mean, and then had a bit of a developed story. But yeah. I mean, I remember that. Yeah, Danny Tickler, don't come to the concert tonight. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we told you not to come.
And this is the thing people forget. That was word of mouth in those days, because like you see a bit in the press, you see big adverts in the press. I mean, how you found out about concerts was it'd be a clip on television, or there'd be something in the music press, or there'd be an advert you'd see in a paper, or somebody had seen it. But there's no internet, there's no instant. I know every day, I know what's going on. You had to find out. You'd see a poster, and then you'd see a poster which just said, more dates added, or whatever.
Quite often it'd be announced on the radio, wouldn't it? When the concerts were happening. That's what I know. I used to hear a lot of that stuff on the radio. They go, Prince is doing a tour, whatever. And
at least it wasn't like in 2014. It was like Prince is doing a concert tonight.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
that's amazing. It's like with the Act 1 and Act 2. I went to the Wembley Stadium one, and the September one I didn't even know about. It was happening because he came back and did the last show. He did one show at Wembley Arena. And then my cousin phoned me up, and I was at work, and he said, "Oh, guess what?" I said, "What?" "I've just got tickets for Prince." And I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, did another show September, like in Wembley Arena." Oh wow!
Christ.
And it's like that's the way it was, You didn't know all these things.
I can't even remember. This is how old I'm getting.
Excitement,
I can't even remember how you used to buy the damn things. How do you?
Yeah, phone up.
You phone up
and credit
card.
It?
Like, yeah.
And
they sent them to you.
Yes, then
feels like a different era. Now you press a button and
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be on the phone for ages. Oh God, remember we tried to get tickets for the Dangerous tour for Michael Jackson, and it was like on the phone for like 4 hours or something. Just constantly engaged until you got through. It was just mad. Those, it was like that in those days. Different world. Not all this. Just do it on your phone in 2 minutes, and your tickets are booked. You don't even need a ticket. I mean, like the other week, last week. Yeah, we went to see Judith Hill last week. Really, really great performance. But yeah, when we're going in, all they did was ask my name and what have you on their list, and that was it.
If your name's not on the list, you're not coming.
Yeah, and that was it. I mean, they didn't even want to look at the online, on my phone. I had it all for them to scan it. They didn't even want to see it, and I was like,
really?
Oh, all right, yeah.
So I could have gone and just given your name. Now,
yeah, probably you would have got in. Yeah.
But yeah, this says, God bless the Controversy fan club.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean, the work they did, I mean, pre-internet was insane. I saw, you would talk about, on the Controversy fan magazine, you would talk about, I remember I saw somebody wrote about song 7 and how it related to passages in the Bible, and there'd be in-depth stuff, and there'd be, every snippet, it'd be like it was like a prince.org hard copy, but everything was an article written, deep. It wasn't, it wasn't people having to go at each other or anything. It was it's just written as a deep article, and it's like,
do that.
It was amazing. No, they wouldn't do that on any forum.
Do that.
No.
Yeah.
Phil Smith. I went to the Diamonds and Pearls tour at Earls Court. I went to the Earls Court one. That was what I went to. From Warwickshire. Local travel agent sold the package, but I can't remember that sure how I knew the ticket was taking place. See, how the whole package is quite good.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
To me, it was like seeing the merch as well. You wanted to buy all the merch, didn't you? You wanted to buy everything. I mean,
yes,
you couldn't because it probably wasn't always very cheap, these things. But
no,
you wanted to buy it all.
I think I bought 2 T-shirts, the program, and a little earring. Had the original symbol, little earring, which we hurriedly put in the toilets because you needed to see in the mirror. Put the earring in, put the T-shirt on. Hey, get out there.
I could be wrong. I might be wrong, but I almost think I went in for some reason, I'm sure, I think I went in my Love Sexy, that
limousine,
that shirt where they had the symbol on the back, and they had all the albums and the name.
Oh, yes.
And they had that, I just remember that time there was getting hold of Prince merch again, because there's no internet. You had to either get it at the concert, or you could buy it, I suppose, through, I don't know if Controversy did a few things you could buy. Some were kind of official and some probably weren't. But I mean, God, it was a different world. You forget how different these things were. If you wanted a Prince t-shirt, you didn't just press a button, it turned up at your house. It wasn't how it worked,
No, absolutely not. You had to go to the concert, to get it, So thankfully I kept most of mine, but
I think sometimes you'd actually end up, is a danger. You spend more on the merch stand than on the ticket, you know.
Well, I mean, it was like 20 quid. That was that, you know, Diamonds and Pearls. You know, that was crazy. You know, 20 quid. You know, I mean,
20 quid.
You know, and now, you know, what would you be paying now to see someone? What was it the other day?
Rod Stewart was I think
400
like,
quid for the whole thing or something, was it?
I think it's like 148 quid a ticket. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is you know, crazy. I mean,
And that's just standard ticket, is it?
20 quid. Yeah. 20 quid is like, you know, you'd pay 20 quid for a program now, wouldn't you? Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, absolutely. It's just crazy. I went to Paris in a similar way, dropped off at the hotel, picked up for the gig, then home. Oh, wow. Amazing.
Nice.
I mean, you can't compare. You can't compete with that purple yellow too.
Like,
you know, it's all those M&Ms we gave him. I tell you. Oh dear. he was such a nightmare to work with. Still sleepless nights. Terrible. Oh dear. That's why we have no more MPG Trio reviews, because he was just such a prima donna.
So what? I was going to ask what do people what they're looking forward to next from the estate in terms of is it Diamonds and Pearls they want, or I know some people have been saying the Diamonds and Pearls they're interested in, or Parade obviously been highly kind of sought after, but everybody I speak to has a slightly different opinion of what they want next.
Diamonds and Pearls, yeah. So mentioning the program there in the comments.
How much was that?
Still have the Diamonds and Pearls tour program in pristine condition. I've still got mine. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. There's great programs, aren't they?
Oh, they were. You love those days. You
should show us a few more pictures. Come on, Mr. Ants, show us a few more pictures.
But I like in the getting a bit of a breakup, my thing. In the they used some of the same pictures in the same program, didn't they, for the Act 2 tour? It's almost identical. Yeah. You remember? It goes like that, didn't it? Yeah. Sorry, that way around.
I'm getting it. Oh wow, yes, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it had little comments from people, wasn't it? So there might be no party in 1999. Spike Lee, you know, things like that. Prince, a one-man music melting pot. Mick Jagger, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. Those were the days. Oh, a bit of a. There we go, Prince.
That's very, very Violet the Organ Grinder kind of look.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mine is green. What's green? I think that's just a picture. It's blue. It's just the camera. I'm not picking it up properly.
Oh, is it blue? It looks green.
Yeah, it looks green. It's not. It is actually blue. Trust me. I don't know. It's just a camera. Yeah. It looks green, didn't it? But no, it is blue. I'm looking at it and it is blue.
You should make out you've got a very rare one that no one else has got.
A very rare. Right. Yeah, I've got that extra special rare one. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, and as I say, I showed the ticket earlier, but mine's a bit crumpled up, not pristine.
How much was 20 quid? Like I said, 20 quid and 19th of June.
Yeah.
1992.
Yeah. There you go. Doors open at 6:30, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
See, if you'd have got a month earlier, you could have had May 19th, 1992. You
know? Good old Ingrid.
Art collector, Parade so bad. Was the estate teasing controversy too? Well, that's weird because the estate have been doing lots of posts, and you think, oh, they're building up to something. They're going to tell us something like Diamonds and Pearls or controversy, and then they're not.
No, I know they drop these things, and then nothing. Yeah,
I think
like Do Me Baby the other day. That you know, where did that come from? You know.
Do you know what? If they did, I think there's so many things they could do. Just like say financially, just it's Christmas coming up. Let's do even if you want to do a standalone concert, just one DVD, one Blu-ray. Say, look, we're going to do a 21 Nights DVD, or we're going to do a one-off concert video. Here you go. Just for Christmas. People put it, but for their Prince people, and 14, 15 quid. Here you go.
Yeah,
no problem. I think Danny. Now, if Danny doesn't get the Undertaker released, he's going to be very upset. I think they need to do
He's got a thing about the Undertaker, which is a bit worrying. I tell you, you don't want to be obsessed with an Undertaker.
They need to do a one kind of just a super deluxe of the Undertaker just for Danny. I think that's only fair. I think I think Danny would be happy if they just released it like officially, like again, other than on VHS or whatever.
Absolutely.
Have we been ranty recently? We've been.
Don't start me on my one-man rant.
we will be sort of I think the Prince Estate could do more. I know that sounds really ungrateful because they've done it a lot, but then I also think of how much there is,
Yeah.
And I look at Prince's base, and we get the figures through and like YouTube and stuff, and it's not a huge younger audience. And I'm just concerned that if this takes 50, 60 years, I just think, well, I think Prince is, like I say, there's so much that if you look at, I did this list on Twitter of all Prince's tours and how many of those tours had a live officially released concert.
Yeah.
And it was practically none of them. It was like a handful. Most tours, like 80-90% of Prince tours, don't have an officially released, VHS or DVD or anything like that. And that's, that's concerning. The 21 Nights was a huge missed opportunity in terms of like for sales of DVDs. That would have been huge because so many people would want to see that tour. But every tour should have at least one officially released. We can see that tour. And the whole thing, and it's just it's just such a simple win. I know they want to kind of maximize the money and put different things, and it's always competing deals and whatever. But a lot of the stuff they've done is, great. You re-release stuff, you get stuff back out there. Although some Slaughterhouse, chocolate invasion. There's lots of things that aren't, sort of pushed out there. But I just think,
Yeah, but what happened with that anthology releases? That's kind of stopped, didn't it? They never did them all, did they? When they were going to release them all, the T-shirt came out, with all the albums, and the anthology collection was released, wasn't it? But they were going to release all those post, 2000 or whatever it was. I can't remember what they were now. Which ones it was?
Yeah.
Then you remember there were all those ones were supposed to come out as well as this special edition ones.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean,
so we had Brave, we had was that part of it? Rainbow Children, Emancipation did come out, didn't it? Chaos, but I'm trying to think which ones didn't. There was
we had obviously we had 3121 come out.
But as you say, Chocolate Invasion didn't. Slaughterhouse didn't. What else? The Gold Experience, obviously we know about that. I'm trying to think what else there was, but that sort of seemed to stop. But
it's frustrating because there are some things where I know they said there's been issues with vinyl and there's been certain holdups and stuff like that. But for me, like if there's something about, see, in the modern world, even with COVID, yes, there might be a problem with vinyl or stuff like that. But even if they said, look, we want to do a deal and we're going to put a musicology concert on Netflix, they could do that from home. Well, not from home, but from someone could do that. They could say with Netflix, here's the concert, and that's the thing. I want to go on Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever, and and to be fair, terrestrial TV, Channel 4, Sky Arts, whatever, and say, look, because Sky Arts are full of concerts of other people.
Non-stop.
Here's a Prince concert. Here's Prince at the 21 Nights. Here's Prince in 2004. Here's Prince.
Yeah, there's so much. Those concerts, get them on there.
Out there. Yeah. And you know what? On Netflix, it works in two ways. Because first of all, Netflix pay you a chunk of money, as with Channel 4 or whoever. But second of all, it's a gateway. People see that and think, oh, that's great. I might buy that album. I like that album. Great. I might, look in and find some more.
Look up. Yeah.
We need to reach out to the places that we aren't, because we're constantly reaching into the people who already know about Prince.
Exactly, but as you say, they're gateways, and you need to put them out there. Oh, Diana Williams, hello, hey, welcome. I'm late. Diana in the house. Ants, I want to see how you're progressing. No chance. I'm not coming on here pretending to be a musician.
I want you to do blues.
I leave that to worse people than me.
I want you to do blues and seeds, or I want to talk.
Yeah.
I got a harem, baby.
Here's what I do.
I think you'd be great on that. I think
I love that. I love that track.
That's great.
Oh dear. Graham Turner, hello. What's the next release, guys? We don't know. Well, it was rumored Diamonds and Pearls Deluxe. There was going to be Parade, as I say. A lot of things are being postponed because of COVID. As I say, Purple Yoda saying Diamonds and Pearls was postponed because of COVID, and Parade as well. So there's not real, apart from the Do Me Baby single that came out of the blue. Is that actually, when's that being released? Next year though, is it? When is that Do Me Baby chat?
Well,
when can you actually buy it? I can't remember.
I think you actually get it. Is it the end of January, beginning of February?
Is it?
The end of January.
Is that, okay, but can you already stream it? Can you buy it now?
You can stream it, but you can't buy. I mean, I find that weird because they're doing that thing with the figurine. You can buy a Prince Purple Rain.
Yes.
Motorbike figurine. It's about, I think it's about $800. I'm not sure.
It's expensive, yeah.
And you buy it now, and you don't get it for the best part of a year. I think it's like next.
That's just like ordering a T-shirt. That's normal from them.
So you give them $800 and you wait about 9, 10, 11 months.
Yes, and then pay an import charge on top.
At some point, you might, maybe.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I actually there's a new book coming out as well.
Yeah, that's on my Christmas list.
Got this from
yeah.
I got this rather slowly from some other company, but yes, I'll take a look at that later on. Yeah, it looks quite interesting. It's sort of it's basically based around memorabilia and kind of
nice.
It's mostly talking to I think Susan Rogers, Andre Simone, Beverly Knight, Susan Vega. But yeah, it's gonna take a look at that. That one. It's basically based on sort of the artifacts of Prince. So it's like sort of you can see it there, like kind of clothing and
lovely
notebooks and things like that. So it'd be quite interesting. A bit like when we went to the London exhibition.
Yes, which was this time October, wasn't it? 4 years ago now, 3 years ago, 3 or 4.
See, that was another great thing because we got to talk to people about Prince. I mean, we bumped into people who are all there for Prince, and there was people who I saw there who I don't think were they'd just gone because it was London, it was something to do, and then they sort of learning about Prince and it's actually quite emotional some parts of it, and it
was
I think it was a really nice thing, and it created that buzz, didn't it? That excitement, it's
absolutely, there was something to go and see, something to go and do, you say O2 being such a special place for Prince fans, great memories of all of that. So
because we kind of, obviously because of COVID, things have but we were seeing the MPG perform, and that's been slowed down because of COVID. We were about to see the Revolution perform, weren't we, before it all hit? We were going to see them again, and we can't do that. And I mean, Ida's started touring again, so she's sort of reaching Europe, but not quite us yet. But hopefully, but
never comes to the UK now.
Well, I think we scared her off.
I think we did. I think we did. Yeah.
But I think Purple Yoda says we think we'll see Purple Rain Super. Do you know what? This is an interesting debate because Purple Rain Super Deluxe. I'd be really interested to see what people think, because is that something would people prefer they get rid of? Well, I mean, get the other.
What was the other one? Was the other one just Purple Rain remastered or something? Was it? That
was like deluxe. I mean, it was just a deluxe. It was deluxe.
Super deluxe. Yeah.
I mean, the argument was with Purple Rain Deluxe, they could have done more. They could have added things and things like that.
You could have added the Apollonia tracks. You could have added the time tracks. Des Dickerson's. Modern Air. You could have had all the tracks that were in the movie.
I mean, that's an argument as well. I mean, Purple Rain. I mean, technically, it isn't really. I suppose that you can't really. Should you call it a soundtrack, really? Because yes, all the Purple Rain songs are on there, but
but not all the others.
Aren't. The times aren't.
Exactly.
Poor Des's song isn't on there.
Yeah, and that's a great track. I like that track.
I think but then there's two arguments. I think there's the argument on one hand, this is what the public know about Prince. This is what they would buy. The people who aren't who are just kind of casual Prince fans, they would buy this. But the other hand is, do we go back to Purple Rain again? Are we in danger of making Prince the Purple Rain guy, if you like? It's difficult.
There has been another purple vinyl release of it, though, hasn't there? Recently by the estate, hasn't there? Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Like, see, I have no problem with purple vinyl on a Purple Rain. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But leave it there. Yeah, it's on everything.
For me, it should be like Rave should be white or blue. Or
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, come on, what's that all about?
I mean, there's so many albums which have a clear. Prince really was part of the image was really important. And how he portrayed these projects, and I think having the vinyl, the color of the album should be, I want it kind of like to match that kind of thing, because it's all about design. They said, we'll put purple in everything. Well, some of these projects, why have you put purple in that? Purple has nothing to do with that album.
Exactly.
I want to see it kind of in keeping with the album. I mean, if they really can't decide, then fine, let's do a clear vinyl, whatever.
Emancipation should have been orange, and if they do Parade, it should be black and white.
Emancipation absolutely should have been orange. I mean, that was such an obvious.
It's so obvious, it's ridiculous.
You can get vinyl printed in any color. I don't think purple's cheaper. So let's orange. everything about
But then you get,
was orange.
but then you get the clear vinyl with the rainbow children and the rainbow slip mat, and then you think, well, that's kind of, getting there.
Yeah, that's kind of, because I suppose you
cool.
know, Rainbow Children was lots of things going on, so I suppose you couldn't
Yeah.
pick a particular colour, and I did like the slip mat, but it should have been. I mean, Emancipation should have obviously.
Edgar Cruz is in the house. Hello, thank you for joining us. The Japanese Strange Tales from the Rain promo would make a great record store day release. There's more of a proper soundtrack with all the other bands on there.
Interesting. See, that's the thing. I think it's the soundtrack. It should be all the song. It's like getting I know a Dirty Dancing soundtrack and getting half the artist not on there. It just doesn't make sense.
That might be a blessing with that one.
I make no comment. I have a sister, but I think that's a really important thing, and I think Edgar makes a really good point about that. I think that's the thing. I mean, you've got the makings of the Rain as well. You've got the the video. You've got there's lots of things with Purple Rain. Obviously, so many things you could do. But yeah, I think make it wider. Have the whole thing. Add all those things in there, and absolutely. And like I say, we can. It doesn't have to be super deluxe every 2 or 3 months. It can be a record day store release. It can be here's a DVD on its own. Fine. It can be. I'm not being. I don't. This sounds really ungrateful. So forgive me for the next 20 seconds. But I don't understand why. Like for example, on YouTube, you could put up a live audio of a show every week. You could put up an unreleased track. Lots of time. You could put so much stuff on YouTube. You could put so much stuff out there. There's so many things you could have. I mean, aside from having like an NPG music club, kind of like we can download those tracks, which is obviously a phenomenal idea. But there's so much they could put on YouTube. Prince has phenomenal amount. And do you know what the mad thing is? Other people are doing it. And these states say, well, we can't do it. It's like, well, it's amazing because all these other people on YouTube are out. And it's out there and people can watch it. You're saying you're the people who own this stuff.
And you can't do it.
You can't do it. You can't even get the Purple Rain.
No official video on their channel.
On your own channel.
Yeah. What's that all about? Yeah.
You've got you think of the biggest most viewed Prince videos on YouTube. While My Guitar Gently Weeps, obviously, fair enough, that's not on the Prince, channel, I can understand. Yeah. But the next one is Purple Rain, which is on the channel run by the Codfather. And the Prince estate haven't got it on the YouTube.
After that, it's your video about the Rolling Stones.
I wish. And it's just like, I think just getting those, we could get, there's so much audio out there. You could release, quite frankly, a concert, a live audio concert every week, and it wouldn't damage sales, and it would just keep people interested and fascinated. And it's not going to cost you money. Not to mention the fact you can monetize it. Not to mention the fact you can run adverts on it for other Prince merchandise and whatever. Even if they said, look, here's a live concert from 1986. Here's an audio. You want to go onto our website? You can order an audio of it. Give us £5, whatever.
It's just
Forgive my rant. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I wouldn't be asked about a rant. Come on.
The interesting, Purple Yoda says Codfather has his own island now. Well, the interesting thing about the Codfather
shaped island as well
of Purple Rain is that there's about, last time I checked, there was 16 or 17 different companies claiming royalties from that. And I don't even know how that's possible, but it's 16 to 17 different companies all claiming money from that. So I don't know. It's a mess. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's only 2 people who can really claim it. There's people who, there'll be sort of people who own the audio, and there's an argument if it's in a film, you can claim the music, you can claim the film rights Warner. So I don't know, but it's a mess. It's just a mess.
Wow.
It's like,
I can't think how many other movies has the song been used in possibly we didn't know about. Is it in a who knows? I don't know. Obviously,
it's just
it is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, Crystal Ball was another example. Yeah, like I say, that's
clear vinyl Crystal Ball says Volkrat says would be incredible.
There's so many things that could be put out, and do you know what? It doesn't have to cost them everything. And do you know what? Even if I accept, right, it's all about the money. I don't. But I'm saying even if I did, you're missing opportunities to make money, because first of all, your audience is, with the greatest respect, people 40s, 50s. They're not generally 18 or 20-year-olds.
No.
A lot of us have money to spend on it.
Yeah.
And you're missing those chances. That window is shortening. You want to get that stuff out there. Now, I'm not saying you need to rush it and do a bad job. That's fine. But equally, you can't work necessarily at the pace you're working now. And I know somebody said, I think Nisi, who's brilliant on Twitter, and she was talking about how there's a really small team, maybe 8 to 10 people, working on it, which really depressed me because I thought this is a £200 million estate, or depending how you value it. There shouldn't be 10 people working on it. I mean,
exactly. There
needs to be. There's so much unexplored potential, and the mad thing is, if I owned that asset, and I was, about the money, which I'm not, but if I was about the money, I'd be like, well, let's get that music out there. I mean, very few people have got this. Some people who know events, great artists, they pass away and they haven't left much that hasn't been heard. There isn't a vast well of unreleased stuff.
No.
Prince has a vault like nobody else has. He has live concerts. He performed for 40 years.
There's never been a situation like it, has there?
There hasn't.
This amount of stuff, No. So
I think even the valuation of the estate is. Well, how do you value something where you've got to predict the future, haven't you? Because you can't compare it really to much.
No, but and it's just so many missed opportunities, over and over and over. That's what, it's maddening, Look, for instance, in your recent videos, about Dave Rusin and the guitar. I mean, come on, work with the guy who created it. Don't fight him. It's just ridiculous.
That's the thing. They're spending money in the wrong places, aren't they? Because that's an easy win, and that's a really good point. Because that's an easy win. Work with Dave Rusin, who created the cloud guitar. Sell them. Everybody's winner, but you're spending money on lawyers, and the one thing everybody agrees on, we've spent way too much money on lawyers. We've spent, I mean, they said it was up to, I can't remember, it was tens of millions of pounds, wasn't it? It was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And you think, it's just, let's just work with those people who are there, and let's get these things out, and let's get these things done. I mean, we know, without mentioning any names, that there are people who on Facebook who sell T-shirts. Every kind of T-shirt you want, print. A lot of these designs, to be fair,
they're very nice. They're very nice. They look quality, properly official quality,
really good. But they're not. And you think, what is it? Why? My argument is not so much. I'm not like condoning, the intellectual copyright or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is, why don't the estate do that? Because the best way to beat bootleggers is to release it officially. If you want people not to bootleg or sell T-shirts unofficially, make them yourself. If you want people not to bootleg stuff or whatever, make it yourself. The estate can push this all out, and it's the best way to do it. And the more stuff they make, and like I say, Rocket Pool, who are fantastic in the UK, can kind of then sell that to people. And I think that's the thing. There's so much they could do, and it can't always be the same thing. It has to be a bit, I don't know, outside the box. I mean, it can't just be the same thing.
Exactly. But you look at the estate shop now; they don't even sell the Schecter guitars now. They were doing those for a time, but they don't even sell those. I mean, how good would it be that you could buy a Rusin, guitar if you got the money? But what an opportunity! But the fact that it could be there and they could work with him, as you say, it's a win-win. So it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
It just makes me worry that you've got a kind of I know we kind of ask a lot, and we're a kind of very demanding fan base, but then I think you can't run Prince's estate like Prince was any other artist, because he wasn't. And that's the thing. He wasn't any other artist. You can't run it like you normally do. It can't be business as usual. That's not enough. Prince wasn't business as usual.
He wasn't like that.
Always worked outside the box. He worked in different ways. And
absolutely.
And you know what? The music club. I mean, I think I might be wrong, so someone might correct me. But I think it was Springsteen. I think other artists do this as well. You have a website. You go on there. You can you get a live concert every 2 weeks, every month, or whatever. You get videos, you can download tracks, you can download recordings. Some artists actually with their bootleg recording, with the audience are taken, they actually say, give them to us and we'll put them on the website, we'll put them out there. And at the end of the day, this market exists. There's a huge market in print stuff and memorabilia and stuff like that. And I'm not saying you should sell out and do every tacky thing in the world or anything like that, but the music needs to be out there, because why wouldn't it be out there? Why shouldn't it be out there? At the end of the day, we want to have those live. It's ridiculous. I can't watch 21 Nights. It's ridiculous. I can't watch an official Diamonds and Pearls full length concert. It's crazy. I can't watch. I can't watch the Hit and Run 2014 shows officially. It's
Montreux, on Montreux shows.
Montreux,
I mean, come on, they're already HD quality, ready to go. We've said
Montreux, you click your fingers and it's done.
Yeah, exactly. It's just ridiculous. And you're saying, give the fans what they deserve, and attracting a new power generation, which is so true. I'm just looking here at the moment, at viewing figures on my channel, and you've got 13 to 17-year-olds 0%, 18 to 24-year-olds 0%, 25 to 34-year-olds 2.3%, 35 to 44 0%, 45 to 54-year-olds 71.6%, and 55 to 64 26.1. Yeah.
You always attract a young audience, don't you?
Yeah, I know. But but it just shows you, doesn't it? So it's an interesting little snapshot and who watches and who, the younger people, unless you're passing on yourself to your children or whatever how are they learning about Prince? How are they hearing about Prince?
The only thing I've seen, well, not the only thing, but mostly is it sounds awful. It is those React videos. People say, "Oh, react to Prince singing this," or a teacher watches Prince perform Purple Rain, or a singer watches Prince perform this, and it's kind of those React videos. And
which they don't get copyrighted for. They play the whole song. Sometimes they've got the whole video playing. Yeah. And you go, I got copyright for 6 seconds of a clip, from the same song. And yet they get the whole video. Yeah.
That's because I keep reporting you, to be fair.
Yeah, right. That's what it is. Yeah.
I've got to say, Purple Yoda makes a good point about the low costs. Because the thing about the NPG Music Club, the costs would be minimal. You've got a website, you've got a download facility, and people buy to have. You can pay, I don't know, like you pay whatever you want for MP3, but if you want FLAC, we can do that, whatever. To have that high quality, like they say, oh, the danger is obviously with download sites, they get downloaded and they get shared. But do you know what? That stuff's being shared anyway.
Yes.
It's like you might as well have your share of it, might well make your money, and have one place where you can go, which is official, which means two things. It means A, they're going to make the money, and B, no one's going to take it down. It's going to be there as a permanent repository. And you can imagine going to a website and say, right, this is Prince's NPG. What are you interested in? You go, oh, I'm interested in I don't know, Diamonds and Pearls era. Fine. Here you go. Here's a list of official live audios. Here's a whatever video, whatever. You can actually, and also they can put links. If you want to buy the album, go to the website, whatever. But you can do all that, and it just frustrates me because Prince's website, it's just basically a shopping front page.
Yes,
really.
Basically, that's all it is. Yeah, just to go to the bit and buy the merch. Basically,
I mean, it all looks very nice and everything like that. I'm not, but it could be so much more.
Yes,
it really could be so much more.
Absolutely. As you say, bring back MPG Music Club. I mean, come on.
Edgar Cruz, that's interesting. He said that official bootlegs live release concept was actually pitched to Prince in the late 1990s, but he declined. So then Pearl Jam went with it, and artists like Depeche Mode and Springsteen followed. That's interesting. Wow. I've got to recommend Edgar Cruz. He knows his stuff. I mean, they're actually the Peach and Black Times video. Obviously, the Sign of the Times. I just was watching that again tonight, and Edgar's on it, and just fantastic. But that's really interesting. That's really interesting because, like I say, other artists have really gone for it, and I think I hear a lot of people talk about Springsteen's site as a kind of almost like a template of how it could be done. That's really interesting. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I suppose the thing is, I don't know. I mean, I suppose you don't know what Prince's was thinking was at the time. I mean, if it's the late 1990s, I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to tell. I mean, obviously he kept the vault, for a reason at that time, and at the moment, it's a case of, for the estate. I think it's a case of everybody agrees we want to keep the lights on at Paisley Park. That's the main thing. And that they have a huge, obviously they have a huge tax bill. They have a huge, lawyers bills and whatever. But Neil Young archives, I hear that too a lot. Yes, I do. Neil Young. That's the thing. I think this could be done. And the thing is, it's not been horrible. By the sound of it, people have worked out if there's any technical issues, you just go to the guys who run Neil Young's archives and say, look, how did you do it? How did you fix these problems? How did you do this?
Yeah. There's a lot of good comments coming through about this as well. I'm talking about the reaction videos as well. Young people do so many reaction videos and so much they didn't know. Young people on Facebook are more interested in getting like for their face and body, but they don't share any information on Prince. As much as the reacts to videos can be very annoying, they are often younger guys and girls reacting to Prince, potential new generation of appreciation. Absolutely, that's a good point. It's pleasing to see reaction vids are a way to entice younger generation. There is that aspect to it, obviously.
I did see one. I think it was a I think it was a high school Teach or something. I think they were watching the Purple Rain, not the Super Bowl performance. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, that's the interesting thing. If people then go pick up the video, there's actually a guy who's doing reaction videos to songs from The Truth.
Okay.
Which is, you know, he's not just gone for the kind of well-known stuff.
Yeah.
And he's literally going every track, I think, going through and just listening to it and then giving his reactions. And like I say,
I mean, that's good because obviously if his pupils are watching it, then that's obviously a good thing. Because you know they're getting to learn. So so maybe there is hope then. You know,
there's got to be somewhere bridging. I mean, there are some people doing some work out there. You know, Leah Radcliffe, and there's a few people in the Prince community who are kind of, you know, a younger generation, but it's difficult because you've got to reach to where different people are, and this is why I think it's really important. Like I say, Netflix, put a concert on there. It costs you nothing.
Well,
they're going to give you a check for 300 grand or 400. I don't know what they pay, but they're going to give you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And all you got to do is say, put the concert on there. And if you're worried, if you're genuinely worried about risking anything, do you know what? Start off with even if you want to start off with a concert that's already in the can, whatever. You know, it's risk free on Netflix. Risk free.
Yeah, absolutely. And the amount of times you get things repeated on UK television, they do a lot of these Top of the Pops 2 things, and it might be at the moment they were doing Halloween, Top of the Pops Halloween. Obviously, the Prince didn't do any songs related to that.
I did. Ray Parker Jr. did that,
yeah, Ray Parker Jr. Yeah, obviously Thriller was on there, but there's a lot of those things that come up, and you never see Prince on these things, never, you know, or they never recap. You know, I know they're going through the Top of the Pops, so he has been on recently because they're at 91, so we've had the Diamonds and Pearls, which is great. But other than that, if there's a compilation or a best of this or that you don't very rarely see it come up.
Well, see, unlike some channels in the UK, like we have Sky Arts and various other things, they show what they show is a documentary about, and then they show like a concert or something. You know, and you could do that on any channel across. And you think, I want to, you know, somebody flicks through the channel, flicking through the channels at night, and they see a Prince concert, and they go, oh. God, okay, I can watch that. And,
why didn't they could have put the Welcome to America one on, couldn't they? You know, that's just been released. That could have been on Sky Arts or something, you know, help with a promotion, or, you know, or Netflix.
That's actually a really good idea, because if you put it on, if you put it on Sky Arts, or you put it on any TV channel around the world, whatever, you either make it pay-per-view, or you say, you know, you pay us to have this concert, and we'll kind of also, like say, put adverts for the album before and after and during and whatever. You know.
Exactly. So very annoying.
See, that's the other thing that I think is really important. Edgar Cruz says about most of Neil Young's catalogue is on Warner's, but his archives app has all the content he's ever worked from every label. And for $40 a year, you get many exclusive live concerts and such. That's the thing about a Prince. There needs to be one central place, and it doesn't matter if the Prince's, like say, Prince's work is, you know, Warner's. NPG Records, Arista, whatever. It all needs to be, they work together and say, look, this is the place where you go for Prince content, and all the labels work together, because they're all going to get paid better that way.
Yeah.
There's no point in fighting. I mean, I like the competition. They want to, you know, one up each other and get better. That's fantastic. But this place where you can have one website and you all, you know, if I download a Warner Brothers record, they get paid. If I download whatever, you know, a Sony record, they get paid, whatever. That's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So sadly, when this generation goes, then what happens? Could Prince simply disappear? It's a good question.
It's difficult because we haven't got much to go by. Because I mean, in terms of modern superstars, I mean, what do you do? Do you think of what Elvis is? Elvis? I don't know. I mean, Elvis is obviously very mainstream. I'm saying in terms of
a good example,
an age kind of thing. I mean,
do kids? Yeah, I mean, do kids still know who Elvis is? You know, the teenager. If you said Elvis Presley, would they know who he is? You know,
but I will say though, I might be wrong, but on Twitter, I see a lot of young Michael Jackson fans.
Yeah, but that's something that always been, isn't it? Ever since, even when he was alive, it was always generation after generation. Kids always loved his music.
But then what I'm trying to say, I suppose, in the sense, if you're a teenager now and you're into Michael Jackson, how are you finding out about Michael Jackson, I'm saying, how are you discovering it? Like, I saw a couple of kids the other day, they were like 15, 16, wearing Nirvana t-shirts. I went to somebody, a friend of mine saw, they went to a bar the other day and somebody was about 20 and they were wearing a Pulp t-shirt. And you think, how are they discovering? Like, how are kids discovering Nirvana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I saw some young kids the other day wearing Pink Floyd t-shirts on the tube.
Yeah.
So, teenagers. So,
and you think, if you assume they know who they are, and you assume they just haven't worn some random,
or just thought the t-shirt looks cool, yeah.
You assume they do. So how do they know? Is it their parents selling them? Is it something they've seen on? I don't know.
Well, as you say, on Sky Arts, many of these people will be on there. Pink Floyd are quite a lot. There'll always be, documentaries about the making of Dark Side of the Moon and what have you.
Is it Spotify? Or there is an argument some people have said, and I understand why they've said it. They've said that, Prince, for a long time, kept off YouTube. He kept off social media. He kept off Spotify and those platforms because they weren't paying, artists adequately. But then, has he paid a price for that? Because he wasn't on that. You look at so lots of artists, from Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, lots of the views on Spotify are huge, and you think, did Prince pay a price for not being on social media until later on? Has he kind of has that affected the ability for people to discover that music and getting those live performances out? Because when people see Prince perform live, they're like, oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, he's made.
But
yeah, absolutely. So what we got? Elvis Estate hasn't done anything since A Little Less Conversation. How many years ago was that? Oh god, yeah, remember that kind of dance remix, wasn't it? Yeah, a little less conversation, a little more action.
I always think of Ocean's 11 and then, or where it is. I don't know one of those.
That was bloody hell. Through the parents, I've ran Prince down mine for 24/7, but they don't go looking for him when they're on their own. Yeah. There you go.
That's a really good point. Sorry about the bulk corrector said about Netflix or Amazon could do a streaming service for music concerts, and that's the thing, because if you I keep talking about Netflix, but it's true of all platforms, whether it's terrestrial TV or whatever. You go on there and there's you can watch Rihanna's, or you can watch even Bo Burnham does a kind of concert, and there's so many artists, and you think that's such a great platform, because people go, oh, I'd like to watch that, and I sit there and watch that at night, and you need to go, obviously the estate need to go where the money is, and the money is in streaming like Amazon and Netflix, and B, that's where the people are, and you need to reach out to the people who perhaps don't know about Prince, because like I say, you've got the hardcore base and you need to satisfy them, absolutely, but you also want to continue that legacy, because the trouble is it going to be a case of, is it just going to be our kids kind of generation who know and get it drummed into them, or is it going to grow beyond that?
The point, as well, and like you say, like Purple Yeti's saying, these kids don't go looking for them, so they may know the songs, they may listen to it or like some of the songs, but they're not going to be as passionate about it or share it maybe as much as we do, because also he's not around. So we were there, we went to the shows, we know what he was all about, we got all this experience that we're trying to put
there's
out
excitement
there,
even when he came on Twitter, there's excitement when he came on Twitter, wasn't it? He was like,
absolutely. Absolutely. But without him around, you say when we're gone, they never experienced it, so it is interesting to think what will happen.
You're right, you need that experience, don't you?
Exactly. And they won't have it. They'll only have what people like us, all the people that in that generation have passed on.
There's no way to tell how big the Prince estate is. The Prince, the kind of community. But when he was on Twitter, I think when he was around, we were about 140,000 followers, which for an artist like Prince,
it's
really
shocking. And when you look at sales, like Artificial Age, and it sold 66,000 copies or whatever, you look at that and you think, Christ,
You look at Hit and Run as well, and to have 140,000. I'd say he was late to social media. But 140,000.
It's not a big community, and as you say, year by year, that's shrinking. So Glastonbury could have changed everything. Well, what a shame Prince never got to do that. Imagine that. Imagine if he'd been the headline on Glastonbury, just boom.
It's strange, because Glastonbury said they tried to get him.
Many times.
And Prince did Coachella.
I don't know. They got close a couple of times, didn't they? Where he almost did it and then pulled out at the last minute, and Yeah.
That's actually interesting. Vault Creator mentions TikTok because you can use lots of Prince things now on TikTok. And I'd love to know though, do people just go, "Oh, that's a funny video, great," or do they go, "I really like that music, I'm going to try and find out some more about it"? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about TikTok. Perhaps that's a problem. But
Super Bowl saw 200% increase on sales in hours. Wow. There you go. Exactly, because that's something that's watched globally. Everyone watches the halftime performance of the Super Bowl series, don't they? So, you know,
I do find that a bit of an issue in terms of one of the things that really gets to me is like, you know, the While My Guitar Gently Weeps is it makes me happy, but it makes me sad in the sense that so many of the comments underneath is like, I didn't know Prince played guitar like that. And loads of them go, I didn't even know Prince played guitar, which is the same. Well, I didn't know Prince played guitar like that. And I'm happy that they found out he does, but I'm thinking, it's
or
not,
they say, did you know Eric Clapton said he was?
Yeah.
No.
It's strange because you think that they didn't know. And people, you know, when he announced the piano and microphone tour, people said, "Oh, does he play piano?" And I'm like, you feel like, I don't know. It just makes you feel like it's not really. You know, I will say though, somebody I know said their child goes to school, and part of I think a Black History Month, they actually talked about Prince to the student, and they were like I think he's about 12, 13, I'm not sure, but they talked about Prince in Black History Month, and I think, you know, to talk about him in schools, and you think, you know, obviously there are younger artists who I think it helps when they talk about Prince. You know, when someone like, I don't know, Alicia Keys or Janelle Monáe or you know, lots of people who kind of Prince worked with, who were still you know, if they talk about Prince, I think that sometimes helps because they kind of you know, have that thing where they think, well, okay, he must be good. But
but what's interesting, well, someone like Alicia Keys, obviously she big star in her own right, crossed over, got her own fan base, but like to say, when someone like Judith Hill we saw last week, extremely talented, they didn't know she played instruments, she's guitar, keyboards, fantastic, great show, but everybody in the house was a Prince fan. So that's why they were there. So if without that, you think, where would she be? You know, which she got her own fan base apart from Prince fans who are going to see it, because they're all clambering for something still to go to. So it's a part, you know, it's a reason to get together, you know, and what have you. And part of the gig, again, you could say it was either, I don't know, she was brave, or I don't know, because she didn't reference Prince at all during the whole gig. There was only one bit where they played a little bit higher, you know, down, 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 and I thought, obviously Prince used to do that. That was kind of the one nod, but she didn't mention Prince. She didn't talk about Prince. Now you could say that's quite a brave thing, because she's going, well, no, I'm out here on my own now. That's, you know, but obviously then there's the other side where people, well, it would have been nice to hear just a little anecdote or something, because obviously, you know, she was with him the last months of his life and what have you. So difficult balancing act there, but I don't know. But I mean, as a performer, she was brilliant. But I just thought it was really interesting. Like, yeah, without the Prince connection, where, you know, there'd be nobody there. You know, everyone there was a Prince fan. There's symbols all over the place. Everywhere you look, there's a necklace, a T-shirt, and you know, you know, I don't know.
It's interesting what Edgar says about Prince's actual rock and roll Hall of Fame performance, because like I say, people don't talk about that and talk about the you know, Silent Times, the kind of you know, he played, and the kind of rock and roll, his actual performance, because obviously the While My Guitar Gently Weeps was just his sort of additional extra you know, bit of the George Harrison induction. And it's interesting because, like I say, I think it was actually, people forget at the time he did that, there was certain people in the Prince community who said, he's showboating, he's showing off, he's doing this, he's doing that. But people were like, no, he was doing what he always did. He shredded the guitar. It was fantastic. He had that chance to really make his guitar, you know, completely weep, and he did. He knocked the roof off that place. And I think that was important to show that amongst some of the, you know, great musicians, he's phenomenal, and he's not just you know, an average guy. He is top tier, and I think that really was an important chance to show that. And it's interesting that you know, some of those performances where it goes to people who wouldn't normally see Prince. When you go to, you know, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, they weren't all Prince fans. They were blown away. When you go to Super Bowl, which is watched by hundreds of millions of people across the planet, not, you know, not all Prince fans, they thought it was phenomenal. And it's interesting, whenever you show Prince to a mainstream audience, they go, my God, the guy's amazing. That's phenomenal. So you just need to get him in front of eyeballs who aren't hardcore Prince fans. I mean, I want them to satisfy us in lots of other ways, but they can do that. They can do them both at the same time. You know, you need an outreach program to like the general public, and you need a kind of hardcore Prince thing, because he always had those two audiences. He had the audience that would see him in a small club in a piano and microphone in you know, you see him in at 2014, you would see him in a hardcore bass, and you also have the audience which would see him just at concerts, you know, big huge, like, you know, popular concerts.
Yeah, because then it was an event, something to go to, you know. So like the 21 Nights in London, there'd be people, oh, you know, Prince is in town. The word spreads. Oh, it's something. People may not be fans. Oh, go and see Prince, you know. You know. So they go, you know, and then wow, you know, obviously you're forever changed once you've done that.
I could always kind of tell, because there was loads of people who went off and got a drink when Maceo Parker was playing at 21 Nights, and I was like, oh, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Maceo. It's Maceo.
It's Maceo. Give me $1. I think Judith was annoyed that they had no lager. Oh, Danny. What happened? We go in this place and they've got no lager in the house. I mean, unbelievable.
How much was your a drink there?
Probably I don't know. Dad, bless him. Danny was buying. It was his son's birthday. He was so generous. I dread to think.
He took out a payment plan.
Yeah, he took out a payment plan. Next night's on me. It was yeah. But couldn't believe it. No, we'll look at each other. What are we going to drink then? Oh dear.
That's interesting as well, because I remember obviously Danny mentions the Brits performance, and the Brits performance.
Yes.
Again, you know, it was amazing. It was amazing, that Brits performance. I think it was interesting because he did the classic thing with Prince. He started off with a couple of songs that people perhaps didn't know too well, with, you know, Ti Amo Corazon, it was Fury, and, you know, and then obviously, you know, Purple Rain, Let's Go Crazy. But they were just
and then you see the people in the audience.
He was just so good. I mean, I don't mean this I mean this in the nicest possible way, but some of the people in the audience were clearly like, this guy's not one of us. He's on a different level, and let's be clear. And like, it was at that point where you think, yeah, here's the pop stars today. And I'm not knocking anybody in particular, but I'm just saying they looked and thought, no, this is not just a successful artist. This is one of the top people in the world who could do this. You know.
The comment just came out. I was just going to say this. Purple Yellow, Chris Evans was not happy. Yeah, there was criticism afterwards where he said he was moaning that he went on too long. It became like a Prince concert, because I think the overall vibe of the whole Brits that year was a bit crap. People saying, "Oh, it weren't that great," you know. And Chris Evans going, "Oh, well, Prince went on too long. It was like a bloody mini Prince concert." It's like, well, really?
I think
you're complaining about that?
Yeah, I think if they didn't think the Brits was that great that year, what they should have done is just extended the 4 songs to
absolutely
about 14.
Just forget everybody else. Let's just let Prince carry on, please, all night. Yeah.
I think I'm more inclined to worry, let Prince play than worry about Chris Evans being happy.
Absolutely. I mean, Prince just tore the roof off, you know. And when you see people, I know you see Katie Tunstall, you see Will Young, is it? You know, they're all grooving in the audience. You see these, you know.
They're just in awe, aren't they? Like,
and just thinking, I wish. You know,
it's just a different stratosphere, isn't it? And you've got the musicianship. You've got Sheila E comes out with the drums and just throwing them out, and like, you know, it's just
fantastic, isn't it?
He looks so cool, and he just absolutely you know, he killed it.
And obviously it was nice to see him at Earl's Court again on the thing, because going back to while we're here, Diamonds and Pearls, you know, thinking about the Diamonds and Pearls tour, and then seeing him there at Earl's Court and thinking back, I remember, what it was like.
It's just
fantastic, because arena doesn't exist anymore.
No, that wasn't that long ago, was it?
No, a few years ago. It's been demolished. Yeah. Earl's Court is no longer. Yeah. So that's a shame.
I remember it sounded mad. We were waiting for the concert to start, and there was a little hole. There's a blackout kind of curtain. There's a little hole came through, and a little bit of light streamed through onto a spot, and like it looked like a spotlight. It wasn't. It was just a hole in the curtain, and the spotlight on somebody in the audience, and everybody thought this must be someone famous. So they all looking at this poor guy who just happened to be sat in the wrong seat, and they were going, "Who's this guy? What's this guy? And why has he got a spotlight?" And he's like, "I'm not famous."
Oh dear, we would have hammed that up. Yeah.
I mean, it was just
he said Prince hadn't properly rehearsed or something, didn't he? And that it showed. Really? Wow. You know, that's interesting, because that reminds me of the time when he was on you know, Top of the Pops, doing the rave tracks. I think, I don't know, it was Baby Nose, wasn't it? He did Baby Nose, and I think Greatest Romance. And obviously, I think there was there was sound checking and sometimes he'd fluffing it up a little bit, but he was just messing around. And Robbie Williams came on afterwards and was slagging him off, going, "What the hell was that all about? That was that crap, you know?" And I was like, "Really?"
Vaguely remember something about Robbie Williams getting involved.
Yeah, slagging him off, because he was like, I don't know, just waiting to get a perfect performance. He was practicing, sound checking, and what have you. You think, really?
Well, that's the thing. Also, Prince, he would do rehearsal, and he would work things out and jam and kind of, he was a musician. This is something he did day in day out. He wasn't someone who performed concerts a couple of times.
What about the Hop Farm? The sound check. Everyone's going nuts, and he's just sound checking before he even starts the concert. I love that bit. That's great. And they go into the gig, and it's like, wow.
I like it when he's kind of. He did like when he performed on TFI Friday. Actually,
Yeah.
I mean, he did when he did Pretty Man. That was really good. He's sort of very relaxed, very chilled, and I think
there's a bit where he fluffs the line on Baby Nose in that. I think on TFI Friday.
Well,
and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." He
goes, he gets away with it though, and it's quite interesting because I think first of all it's a product of him writing so many songs.
Yeah.
And I also think it's the fact that he can cover it really well because like that bit on Welcome to America when he does Little Red Corvette, they think, is he teasing the intro or did you have an issue for a second?
I know.
I wasn't sure. Like he covered it so well, it's seamless. You would.
Yeah. Oh, the wife and the son are in the house. Trisha Keneally, the wife's watching. Behave. H and I are watching from the car. Love you guys.
Hello.
Hello. We love you. Go to bed. Come back. You need to go to bed. It's late.
Purple Yoda says TFI. Yeah, TFI. He did Baby Nose and Pretty Man, and
yes, he did.
Because I'd always like it because he changed the line. When he said if my hair don't grow, I'd be like, and it depends who you talk about. You talk about Clive Davis or whoever you'd like to. I'll buy some more. Such a great. He does that. He puts great tracks sort of hidden away, like Pretty Man or Lay Down or
Absolutely, because he did BBC. He did Top of the Pops. He did TFI. And then there was something to do with New Year's Eve, innit? What was that? There was a program that was shown on UK TV for New Year's Eve around there, and he did the 2 tracks on there as well, Greatest Romance and Baby Nose.
Yes.
And I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what the program was, but I've got the footage somewhere. But yeah, so he was.
This is a really good point though, because there's so much footage out there from these times. Is that just going to get lost? Because if you don't archive it, and it's not always stuff that we assume everything that Prince is in the vault. It's not everything's in the vault. There's things on TV programs. There's things that concerts. There's various other things that aren't in the vault. I mean, the estate didn't even have the rights to the Son of the Times.
I mean, what's that all about? Yeah.
So I mean, you've got this kind of situation where there's lots of stuff out there that collectors have. Well, they're collecting. People who are really into Prince have lots of footage. You see it on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Where's that going to go? That gets shared at the moment. But is anyone?
Yes.
I mean, that's
archiving it all. Yeah.
That's a job for the vault curator on here.
But he's got enough to do.
He probably has. But yeah, I think there needs to be a place where all these things are stored, even if they're like, when you were researching the, their Camden shop.
Yes.
And you think, there's footage out there which. Where's it going to be in a few years?
Absolutely. That little broadcast of that German TV show, and they, it's fantastic. They go in there and you see the shop again. You think, wow, amazing. Yeah. But who else has seen that, or where? That's out there in the ether somewhere. So
I constantly see things every day, and I think, God, I haven't seen that, or that's a new. And you think, that's some of these stuff is quite specialist. Some of this stuff is, just certain shared in certain countries, and you think, this is all going to be. Lost or
I was the other day when I was coming home there was problems traveling home and I had to go at London Bridge and I was walking down. I haven't been there for a while, and obviously it's a lot of it's been rebuilt, and when you come underneath now there's like shopping bit all the way down. I've been one end of it because they've got Hamleys in there now, but as I was walking through looking at all these shops, I was thinking, one of these main stations like this, all these flash shops, couldn't they have one of these MPG pop-up shops, like they did in Minneapolis, one of these shops, Prince merch stores, in these places? Wouldn't that be cool?
I can't see why they can't, because I mean, if you can't make a print shop work in London,
exactly. And there's loads of people going in these shops, and they've got everything and anything down in. It's all I'm thinking, wow, somewhere like there or Victoria, one of the main stations where it's so busy, you know, put one of them in there, you know.
Well, because they do it is it America? They got the print shop in the.
They put them in the airports, didn't they? I think
yeah.
Minneapolis airport was it, or yeah.
I presume. I mean, I just think you could do that in London. Like I say, you could put that in a busy place, and like I say, it does two things: it raises awareness and it drives sales, but it also pushes you into the other stuff, the estate and the things, and
Yeah, exactly. So I'm archiving all I can find, like many others. Edgar Cruz,
excellent. That's the thing. I mean,
good.
We need the stuff collected and archived, and then we need to work out how we're gonna continue it, which I don't know.
Yeah. Why don't I set it up? Good idea. Yeah. Because I'll get sued to the end of the earth by the estate. That's why.
You get sued. You get sued if you think about it.
I do. Honestly, unbelievable. Clocks go back tonight. They do. Yeah.
They probably will in a minute. Yeah.
They probably will the time we finished. Yeah, and then it'll be Halloween. Woo! Oh. This is the scariest thing you're going to see all Halloween.
So that's what we'd say. I think we'd say to everybody: collect the print stuff.
Collect the print stuff. We need to archive. We need
to work out some way of keeping it going. Because at the moment, like I say, it's our generation that kind of have seen him, and we there's so much print stuff out there. I mean, I've got stuff in my vaults I haven't even got through all of it yet. There's stuff I don't even know what it is. I mean, I couldn't even tell you. There's stuff I see every day when I go for the vault and think, God, I haven't seen that, or I've saved that and watched that, and honestly, it's crazy.
It is crazy. I'm the same. I've got loads of files I've never even opened. You just don't get round to it, and it's like it's just ridiculous. And you think, wow, as you say, create. It would be good if we could create one whole great big database where it's all archived, where everyone
like a super vault. Yeah,
the super vault. Come on, vault creator.
We need like one. Those pictures you see on the news with like Google and have all these servers.
Yeah. We've got all these all these mainframes.
Yeah,
it's the super vault.
We need a purple cloud.
We don't need no clouds.
But you know what? If I was to stay, just say, look, happy Christmas. Here's a concert. We're going to put out Netflix, Amazon, BBC, Channel 4, every American station we can shake a stick at. Let's get out of there.
Time as a trick, says Edgar Cruz. Yeah, it might be 1492.
Should we be downloading stuff off of YouTube? Well, I will say sometimes it doesn't always hang around for long.
But not Night Charles, because he'll come after you, the lawyers.
I will not. No,
honestly, he'll be chasing you to the ends of the earth. Oh my God, the times he's gone after me. I can't go out the house.
He's on house arrest.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, honestly,
he's actually
you don't know what a nightmare he is off camera.
But you know, I mean, it's a serious point about YouTube in the sense of sometimes there's certain channels. I think we mentioned one earlier, but the concerts go up or various things go up and they get taken down or they come off quite quickly. And you never know with YouTube, it can be there one day, as we all know, both know personally, it can be there one day and then the next day it can be gone. So, I mean, I certainly, if it's something I'm interested in or I like, I will download it from YouTube because, it's changed for sure. I have. I mean, that's the trouble. Like I say, Edgar makes a good point as well, that you can't put it on YouTube. There's no rhyme or reason. It drives me spare because some people can put out full concerts. They can take officially released stuff, put it out there, no problems. Some people put 5 seconds of music on and it's like you get copyrighted left, right and center.
Yeah.
There's no kind of rhyme or reason. I just, there needs to be some kind of understanding of what you can put up and what you can't put up because I mean, there's so much stuff on I've seen people on YouTube share stuff that's officially released, full, completely, no problem whatsoever. Stayed up there.
Live shows, everything.
No problem. And then some people put, like I say, we've had situations where we've had literally 5 or 6 seconds, which is, I would argue, fair use. You just 5 or 6 seconds, you're talking about a track, and you get copyrighted left, right, and center. So I mean,
happened to me last week.
I just don't understand
5 edits
how that works. So I mean. There's a good point though, because like I say, also we can't rely on one thing, because if it goes on YouTube or Facebook, it can be taken down the next day. We need something that's a bit more permanent. We need like a kind of central place and a cloud and a central hard copy, if you like a hard copy of the vault and a cloud.
Yes, and a cloud, absolutely. A clip in a review is fair use. A reaction video is taking advantage. Which one gets flagged?
Don't get
the
me
review
started.
gets flagged every time.
I watched one the other day. I think it was it Live for Love? I can't remember. Anyway, played the entire song.
I know the channel you're talking about.
Complete song, no copyright. 20 seconds of commentary afterwards, going, yeah, that's right, yeah, whatever. 20 seconds of commentary afterwards, whole song, no copyright. Whereas you like say you put in like a few seconds of a clip, douche. It's
the same channel did Diamonds and Pearls. You know, the whole video.
I played the whole video, which I thought
played
must
the whole
be.
video.
Yeah.
And I got copyrighted 5 times, and each time for a different clip. So the copyright comes up, and you edit that clip down by a second, and then you think, I'll be all right now. You put it back up, and then it copyrights a different clip, and you go, oh, for God's sake! And you go through this for half an hour re-editing it. And you think, what's the difference in a second on each clip?
But you can show the whole Diamonds and Pearls video. I mean, this is.
You can show the whole video. Yeah.
What I clearly need to do is put the entire Purple Rain video on YouTube, and at the end of it, I'll spend 20 seconds going, yeah, that's good, and then that's
that's my reaction. That was all.
Yeah,
that's
I should just do that. I go, here's the Welcome to America concert or album, and I go, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Actually, Welcome to America. People have put large amounts of the songs of that on YouTube. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got a new comment, and in the comments here, Brian Calder.
Brian, hello.
The show shown on Sky 1, New Year's Eve '99. Apocalypse Tube Baby knows and Greatest Romance performed. Right, that thing at New Year's. And as I can remember, Robbie Williams kicked up a fuss backstage that night. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely, that was it. Yeah,
he did. Yes, I mean that was quite interesting because there was a bit of some people would kind of
Thanks for the comment. Yeah,
people would actually. I remember Robbie Williams doing that, and there was a bit of a friction there, and I remember people forget at the time that Prince.
I mean, of all the people, Robbie Williams. Well, I mean, don't get me started. So honestly,
that's a good memory from Brian Calder. I'm impressed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, I don't know. So as always, we ended up going on a nice hour's rant and putting the world to rights.
Sorry, we always say we won't do a rant, and then we end up doing a rant.
We'll go, I thought this video was about Diamonds and Pearls. What the hell are they talking about?
Do you know what we said? We said before, there's lots of shows that are very professional and very scripted and very, very. Well, we're not that. We're like two guys in a pub talking about Prince, and you happen to walk past the table, and you go, "These guys are talking about Prince. We must."
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll go and bother them.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's the best way to do it. Go, off the cuff, go in the reactions, get the comments going, and see where you end up. It's all in the spirit. So what have we got here? I replaced a few seconds of Cream with the live version in my Clouds video, and YouTube refused it. Yeah,
I've got to say, Edgar, that's a trick I have used a few times where I've had issues with the official recording, and I've used a live version because
live version seems to get through.
Very few live. I've never had anything live flagged
unless it's Purple Rain.
Well, yeah.
When we went to the symphony, remember at the and I put it, and I was filmed live. I just thought I'd put it up live.
Yes, you did.
And it started getting copyrighted at the time, and it was the version they were playing was the Syracuse one, wasn't it? And it started getting copyrighted by all these different people straight away while we were just putting it out live. Yeah.
That was probably the Codfather probably getting in there.
Probably, yeah.
But
by the way, that video that Edgar did on the cloud guitars.
If anybody,
superb.
Purple Picks, you've got to see the Edgar Cruz video on the cloud guitar. I mean, it is next level. It's like, no offense, it's way better than anything I've seen from the estate.
The animations are fantastic as well.
It's just, I don't know how he did it. I really don't know how he did it.
Really good.
Good. The detail of that. Of the Edgar Cruz video on purplepix.net. Oh god,
it was so good. I was
like, this is like a professional documentary, and I thought I thought at first, honestly, I thought if I was the estate, I'd just be saying,
come, please,
let us just put this out. Let's just put this out. It'd be a lot easier. Just let's put this out. Have an expert talk about it. And it's just, I was just.
I mean, really showed us up for our rubbish.
I was blown away. I think the estate should embrace that, because that is the kind of thing you could put on the video, out through the estate, and they would love it. So I mean,
it's superb. It really is superb.
Yes, definitely check that out.
Check that out, please. Yeah.
Volcarator says, I'm grateful for those Welcome to America clips, because I'm not buying that flaming box set for the blue. I can sell my my copy to Volcarator for a vastly inflated price now. Let's see. that was the thing. Also, I think we need to be cognizant of the fact that not everyone has loads of money, and I don't mean vulgar. Sorry, I just mean generally. Some people we talk to in the Prince community, and do you know what? They need to do it for everything. They need to say, look, if you want the big super deluxe, that's fine, but the Blu-ray should be a standalone. With possibly with the album. I think was it Japan did it? I can't remember. Japan always seemed to get a really good deal. I don't know how that works. But I've got to say that is really, really important that you can have. If you want to buy the Blu-ray, just the Blu-ray, you should be able to buy the Blu-ray. If you want to buy the Blu-ray and the album, you should be able to buy that. If you want to buy the whole shebang, you should do that. But we don't want to be saying to people, if you haven't got 250 quid, you can't have it. And that's that's right.
I mean, we had to source it from France in the end. Welcome to America to get a decent price, because in the UK it was getting fleeced. We went to Amazon France and got it for like 80 quid. So
we did. We actually went to France. I didn't go to France.
We didn't go to France. We went on a booze cruise.
But we actually ordered it from France because the UK price was probably twice, 3 times. I don't know. It was a lot more than the UK price was terrible. The UK price was about in pounds. Well, it's more than dollars, wasn't it?
150 quid, wasn't it?
It was crazy. It was silly. Yeah, and we got it for like half that in France. I've got to say also that that's interesting. Fun fact: 2011, Prince put part of his Rotterdam show on YouTube shortly after the show, and it got removed within the hour.
What? What, by YouTube? Yeah, they copyrighted him. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it would. I mean, that's the thing about Prince, because I suppose if somebody claims copyright, I suppose you have to prove. I don't know how it works. You have to prove that you don't own it. If somebody's already put their claim in, if you like, I mean, absolutely. I always love the fact that happens to Prince. It's like,
that's great, isn't it?
He'd be on the phone. What's that message he wrote famously? Tellprince.org.com.
I know.
Take down those pictures.
Yeah, take those pictures down. Yeah, I mean, I love it.
That's amazing because Prince had people searching clearly.
Yes.
For when I remember when Hard Rock Lover came out, and the various other times where they clearly searched YouTube to find out if something had leaked and kind of copyright and get shut down. So I mean, it's interesting that it's he's suffered our pain that we felt with copyrights.
Yes, absolutely. Brian Calder, thanks for reading my comment. You guys are great at spreading the purple word, and yes, out of all the people, Robbie Williams. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Oh, bless him. Edgar said yes, he actually got a copyright claim. Imagine defending that copyright claim. Going, what's your defense? Well, it's my music.
It's my music. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, when you submit the fight. Yeah, well, actually, I own it. Yeah.
Here's a picture of me. I mean, I don't know how.
That's great, isn't it?
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, how do you you probably just thought, I'm not going to bother defending it, but I mean,
no.
Christ.
Oh dear, you should throw that in the garbage truck.
Jeez, that's insane though, isn't it?
Oh
dear. And Brian says about I wonder will be on the D&P Deluxe.
All right. Yeah, great track. Who knows what's going to be on it yet?
I really think they missed opportunity, like I say, but just get that sent out before Christmas. But that's just me. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's going to be. I think the Doomy Baby thing slightly annoyed me in the sense of, like you say, you've got to wait till February to get it. I think, well, I know you're taking no risk. I know you're taking all the money, sitting on the money, ordering the thing, and you've got vinyl delays, and I understand all that. But I don't know. I think like with the statuettes waiting 10. I mean, it's not my thing, but people who want it, you've got to wait, basically best part of a year. And I don't know. I sometimes think, you could do a little. Do you know what I mean? Like a little hit and run thing.
Yeah.
We're putting out a concert tonight. We're not even going to tell you we're going to do it. We're just going to bang it out there. It's going to be on YouTube, or it's going to be on whatever. We're going to keep it quiet, and then we're going to do that. And I can sit back at Christmas and watch Prince concerts or something. But
absolutely, yeah, that would create excitement as well. The buzz is suddenly wow,
Great, yeah. And again with Doomy Baby etching on the B side.
They love their etching at the moment, don't they? Yeah.
They really do. I don't understand the etching. Like I say, when there's so many Prince tracks that are unreleased, so many different versions, so many live versions.
Yeah.
Why not put a live version out there? Why not put some? What is the etching? Is fine for an artist who hasn't got.
Yeah.
But you know what? They don't even tend to do that with artists who haven't got. They just sort of slightly remix it or something, don't they?
Yeah, we'll just leave that side blank. We'll put a bit etching on there. Next, we'll be coming out with the purple Etch a sketch.
I mean, it's like they're stretching it out, like they haven't got enough, and it's like you have got enough.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh dear. Purple Yoda. I would like the 1999 10 LP reissued. Yeah, a lot of people never got to get that, did they? It was quite expensive. All the vinyl. Did you guys enjoy Welcome to America? Taking me longer than usual to get into it. Yeah, again, I do like the album. I did listen to it a few times when I first got it. The only thing I didn't like about it was the sound quality. It just sounds so weak. I don't know. I've played the CD. I've listened to it on headphones. I don't know. There's a few things that have come out that I weren't happy with how they sound. You know, the Son of the Times Vault tracks. I mean, some of them I prefer the bootlegs. They're just, you know, Adonis and Bathsheba. I mean, what have they done? You know, where's the guitar? Where is it? Where is it? It's just, you know, and you think, I don't know.
It's a good job we haven't got an audience of about 18-year-olds, because you'd have to explain what a CD is now at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's like
what?
You get this box. It's like one of these. Yeah. You know. Yeah. CDs. And yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I just was not happy with the sound. I don't know if that's how it was originally, mixed and produced. I don't know, but I thought it had been remixed, didn't it, or produced or whatever for this release. I don't know.
I think it's interesting, because it does take a while to. Sometimes I kind of feel like, say, you have to listen to something a number of times before you can place it. Do you know what I mean? Before it settles into what you like and stuff like that. And I think it's really interesting.
But it's got that sound quality though, like, you know, like when you put things on it. We were talking about this with Danny the other night when we went out. You put it on a tape, and suddenly, you know, you got it on a certain volume, and it's so you turn it up because it's quiet, and then the next track comes on, it's you know, everybody go, what the hell is that? You know,
like when you watch TV and the adverts come on, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Why are the adverts so bloody loud? Yeah, in comparison, yeah. And it's like that. You get to the last track on Welcome to America the other day, and then I can't remember what it was, Artificial Age, I think, album I was listening to came on next, and the difference was like, whoa, bloody hell! Suddenly it was loud. There it is, you know. Yeah, I don't know.
Vault Curator says the money is in vinyl. Then try putting some music. You're absolutely right. I mean, there's no excuse to have an etching. I don't know why that is. I mean, if you want to keep something of that era, you've got loads of tracks to choose from. Put it out there. There's no. I mean, you don't need to pad a Prince single.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, there's no excuse. Yeah,
Prince didn't do that. Did they go, I'll put Get Off out on a single, and the B-side I put nothing?
Yeah, I'll just leave it blank. Yeah, or you know, put an infomercial on the B-side.
Edgar Cruz, I prefer if they sell it when orders are actually available. Pre-order suck. Do you know what I agree? Because do you know what? And I'm ranting. I'm so sorry. The thing is, Do Me Baby created this excitement in the Prince community, right? People were like, oh wow, and this is brilliant, and I've heard it, and then you kill that excitement by making people wait till end of January.
Yeah, now, I mean, I've heard of teaser marketing, but it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, the people that want to hear. I mean, this is also bearing in mind this is January. We're in October, just But my point is, you have that excitement for Do Me Baby. Anybody who wants to hear it would have heard it on streaming or whatever, so they've heard the track and they think, well, I'm just waiting for a physical copy. Then you're going to make them wait another 3 months to own it. By which point it'll probably turn up and get sent to them, and like, I don't even remember what.
But by then it's been shared pretty much throughout the community anyway, and everyone's got it digitally. And I can't be bothered.
I just think you want the excitement and you want it in your hand quite quickly. If you say, why can't you have it ready? Are they worried about literally making it and what people not? I don't know what the.
Don't know, but there was an interesting sale, didn't it? Just come up yesterday about for actual physical media, wasn't it, on the estate shop, wasn't it? It came
30% off.
The 30% off, yeah, on just all the physical stuff, which was interesting. So it makes you wonder what's going on. I mean,
I suppose from the business model, their point is risk-free. You get all the money, you take all the orders, you've had X amount of orders.
Yeah.
You especially if you do it limited, you've sold all that, you've got the money, you sit on the money, you send it off to the person, they make the thing and they send it out, and there's no risk for you because you've taken the money beforehand. But but they're acting like an eBay seller who hasn't got any money. This is the estate. They can afford to take a punt on the Prince thing. I mean, once in a while. It's not like they're some bankrupt kind of one guy sitting in a room thinking, oh, I'm going to try and make this out of my own pocket, and if it goes wrong, it'll be terrible.
Yeah. What do you guys hate about pre-orders?
Sorry, did I go on?
No.
I just, I mean, I don't mind if it's reasonable. If you buy the the super deluxe, I don't mind buying that a couple of months before it comes out, fine, because it gives people time to get money and stuff like that. I think a 3.5 month, 4 month wait for a single is a bit much. You know, I think as a single, I mean, for Super
it
Deluxe,
should be a month at the most. A month at the most.
A Super Deluxe, I'm happy to, like say, you can people save up, that's fine, pre-order. But I mean, or even a book, but to have to wait, like I say, if you want the Do Me Baby single, and you've got to wait till pretty much by the time you get it shipped, it'll be February. You know, and
then it probably won't be then anyway. No, in the estate.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, I've been really gutted because you just can't really order from the estate in the UK very well at the moment. I mean, you do it takes forever. There's customs charges and various things, and we tend to go it would be through Rocket Pool or sometimes Amazon or something. You know, it's you know.
Yeah.
I mean, do they need the money? Do they need the money first? I think that's the thing. I think you're right, Cinnamon Girl, in the sense of I think that's why they're doing it, because they get the money first.
Yeah.
But you know, do they need the money? Like that desperately?
Yeah, pay for the lawyers.
I don't know. I think you know. I think a lot of people will listen to it streaming and they'll go, "Oh, it's nice," but do I? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, you know, in a sense, like I say, the pre-orders are a good business thing for them.
Yeah, saying it's a way to gauge the production. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just think, you know, you get the excitement, and it just, are we going to have excitement when we get our Do Me Baby thing in February? I hope so, but I don't know.
Making their tapes is an interesting one. I mean, I like, you know, that was a lovely touch. It looks like the tape that it was on, and that's really cool. But you think, how many people out there actually still have a cassette player or something to play it on? Not that you would. I don't
really good point.
You know, I don't. I think I've got one in the house still. I think I've got one maybe still, but I don't know.
I think Edgar again makes a good point. Like, hey, for them, the kind of money that they're putting out there is nothing to them. I don't mean it about. I mean, they're, you know, multi-million pound estate. It's not a huge amount of money. He's absolutely right, and you know, they don't. It's not like they need the money first. They could spend that on a project and get it back. So it just seems being very, very tight or very risk averse, and especially it annoys me because they get really tight about little things like this, which don't cost a lot of money, but then they miss opportunities which will bring them in millions.
Absolutely. Captain Rhodes. There's a few people we know called Captain. Who's Captain? I stopped buying Prince records when he died. Yeah, right.
That's holding.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I know some people who have, because some people don't. I'm not speaking for Captain Rhodes, but some people, you know, don't like the money going to. I mean, to be honest, at the moment, the money's sort of going to what's the lawyers and the taxes, and I suppose it's sort of, you know, Sony and various things. But you know, there's so much out there in the vault. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just jack me into the vault digitally or whatever. just let me download it all into my mind. Come on.
And I'm good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know.
We've been ranting now for 2 hours. I'm so sorry.
Have we really? Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, even the clock stopped now on here because it's like it's gone over. It's like I thought I could see how long we've been videoing for, but it's like
2 hours 11.
You can't beat it, eh? Yeah. Well, we've still got people watching, so we're not bored them to death yet. So
it's a miracle, and we want to thank all you guys, because you guys
absolutely
are amazing. We honestly, we're amazed anybody listens to our crazy inanities.
Absolutely.
Musings. That's it. That's what I'm looking for.
Musings. Yeah. We do appreciate it.
You guys, you know, whenever we get comments on the video or whenever we get any feedback, it does mean the world to us. We're very lucky to you know, do it and have met so many great people.
Absolutely.
You know, we really do. And we want to get out there again, you know, and meet all you guys again. You know,
absolutely.
It's been too long.
It has been. It's nice that we can get together virtually still anyway. So get people coming together, which is great. What's that? 1999 Super Deluxe on vinyl, £799. Oh my God. Have the clocks gone back? No, 2 o'clock this morning, but I will put them back before you go to bed. So
not yet. They'll be going back whilst we're on air, and then it'll be like
yeah. Dear. A meetup. Yes, a meetup, Tony Delta Blues. Yes, a big purple meetup. Yeah.
Purple Yoda said you can borrow my Sony Don't
Walkman.
That's very good.
Very good. No, I like that. Putting it back with the diamonds and pearls.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know, Mr. Purple Yoda, eh?
But hopefully soon we'll be back out there at print.
Yeah.
whether it's an NPG or Revolution or something. Just
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Do you know, a Prince party. Oh,
well, they had one in Birmingham recently, didn't they?
I know. I didn't know until after it happened.
Yeah.
No one told me.
There is talks of one in London. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Everyone's in the know except me. Obviously, I've been been excluded. That's right.
Oh dear. Well, keep putting those dodgy tweets out.
If you're in the know, you're in the know. That's fine.
Well, yeah. This isn't ranting. This is an experience. You've got that right. It certainly is an experience.
You know, like the gold experience and all the other experiences, the hate experience, the love experience. We're kind of
absolutely
the strange experience.
Purple Yoda's drinks still hasn't arrived from our last meetup yet. You got to love technology. You got to love technology. Ordering your drinks on an app.
Yes, Cinnamon Girl Apollonia. Any thoughts on what she will share? Oh, okay.
Why is she doing something else? What else is she coming out with?
She hasn't told me that either.
No. More revelations coming out. Here we go again. It's going to stir up again, is it?
Yeah. When Apollonia gets into
and again. This is another thing. Sorry, I'm not going to rant, but
he's going to rant. He's going to rant.
I'm not going to rant. The channel's going to be rebranded to Mr. Rant.
It is.
Like Prince had, Princetagram. He said, wasn't it? We're going to go Mr. Rants. No, just to say, but when anything, something like that happens, or someone says something about someone and then it all kicks off, whatever. Those are the sort of things, especially on YouTube, that get so many views. And it's like, it's just people so want the gossip and all the crap. And it's like, they're not interested in talking about what matters. We just want to know all the gossip and all the rubbish. We want to know what, they said about lemon cake and all this rubbish. It's like, oh God, just do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Walk on by.
He says this next week. He'll be doing a video.
I'll be doing a reaction video. A reaction video to a rant. Oh, unbelievable.
I'll be interested. I'll keep an eye on Apollonia now. I've got to know now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh, bless her.
Where are you both from? I'm from London.
I'm sort of from a place that no one knows, outside of England. So East Anglia. But whenever anybody asks me about East Anglia, I just say everybody outside of UK just says, "Where's that?" And I go, "It's an hour from London."
It's a place. It's got fields, tractors, stuff like that.
That's all it's got, actually. That's all we have. Yeah, fields and tractors.
That's all we got.
And a bit of straw occasionally.
The rant experience. 4 old boys playing dominoes. Was it? We're so happy with their Jaeger bombs. We're so happy with it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they got their drinks. There was more than Jaeger bombs in that order. God, dear.
There's that Apollonia book. She's hanging with the guy from Parliament. I'm going to keep an eye on. Yeah, God, Apollonia's book would be. I think if Apollonia did a book and Kat did a book, I think I'd. On that note,
an Apollonia book. Wow.
Wow, we should have yes.
Yeah. Start winding this up, I suppose. Oh, someone back there talking about books. I did hear someone in the comments earlier talking about a Carmen and Electra book, and I thought, well, as long as it's pictures only.
That's where you got asked to leave that concept.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, anyway, so winding back, that's the end of the Diamonds and Pearls celebrations. Next one will be in 10 years. Diamonds and Pearls, 30th anniversary, 1991. I bought the album when I was 17. Crazy. On cassette,
17.
Woolworths on my lunch break.
Wow.
And I bought Kenny Thomas's Voices album the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that you remember that.
I do. Yeah, I do. But I can't tell you what I did yesterday, but I can remember when I was 17.
I wonder how much an album was then.
Can't remember. Probably about £8, something like that on tape. £8 and £9, I think.
Yeah,
might have been something like that. Yeah. But yeah, amazing. So that's that. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for everybody for watching the Pick of the Weeks and turning up tonight for this live stream. And I hope Apollonia gets her facts straight. That talk about her translating the Spanish part in Mia Bocca is rubbish, as it is Italian. That's priceless. That is priceless. That is priceless.
I like that.
That is brilliant.
Oh, Captain Rhodes R Price. You remember R Price?
$12.99. Wow.
I got mine from Andy's Records and R Price. R Price. Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Remember Our Price? Yeah. I bought Emancipation from Our Price.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
God, I didn't realize they're still going.
Yeah, they were then, and Chaos and Disorder. I remember me and the missus when we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, getting in there at lunchtime because we worked near to each other and we used to meet up for lunch. And we went in there and we were looking at the tracks on emancipation. And we were looking at all the ones about obviously being a father and what have you. So
36 tracks. You weren't just listening to your listing posts, were you? Sort of like listen to each track.
Yeah, I don't think they had them in there actually. Oh dear.
Woolworths. Cinnamon Girl worked in Woolworths. Oh, I love to eat so well Woolworths.
Gotta be. Bring it back. Bring back Woolworths. Come on.
You get sweets. You get deck chairs. You get
Christmas
music,
trees.
You get everything.
Yeah.
I actually remember the last time I went in Woolworths. This proved how long ago it was. I remember because all my mates were. I was looking at the charts, and my mates were only interested in Madonna's sex books. I don't know when that was, but that was pretty much the last time I went in there.
I think that was 93, something like that.
In the UK, they're all gone now.
Yeah, I know.
Was the days where you could touch Prince on stage. Yes, yes, it was. That's true. Those are days. Woolworths. We miss Woolworths. But...
We do miss Woolworths. Great shop. Great shop. Yeah. Thanks everybody for being. Thanks Diana, Edgar. I bought Diamonds and Pearls for $24.95. We had. What was it?
Guilders back then. Wow. Before the euro.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. We still got our pounds. Yeah.
I can't believe I mentioned Woolworths without mentioning Pick and Mix. You're absolutely right, Purple Yoda.
Yeah.
Pick and Mix.
Grab Pick and Mix bags of Star Wars.
I would always do that. I'd stuff loads in, and it'd be way more money than I thought it would be.
Absolutely.
Like a bag of sweets.
Thank you, Captain Rhodes. Great channel, guys. All the best.
And
to you. Thanks.
You guys are awesome.
All of you are awesome. We do appreciate it so much. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for continuing to watch. There isn't many of us out there still doing this now. It's Sex was 93 indeed.
Everyone remembers when that book came out, clearly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Sex was 93. That was a good year.
I remember.
It's been a long time since then. Yeah.
Oh bless.
Oh dear. Okay. But yeah, God bless you all. Thank you all. We will be back soon. We have actually got some more of our review. We
have.
Yes, we have the Prince.
Chillery.
Yeah, Chillery's next. The discography that we're doing, everything. That series that we're doing. We have got the Chillery album review coming very, very soon. Working on it at the moment. So yeah, and see what other trouble we can get into before the end of the year.
I'll see if I can get back to work. I'll get back to work.
Yeah, come on. I've got loads of videos for you to make.
I'd just like to point out one final great way to leave this program. That Danny mentioned that the sex book was heavy, which clearly implies he bought one. Clearly.
Not as heavy as that other Prince book, that one. Oh, God, that...
Brian Calder, Crystal Ball, 57 quid. Do you know what? I paid HMV $54.99. So, which, at the time, I just went in there and just take my money.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. God, yeah. I remember paying, I think Lotus Flower was about 50 quid when it came out, I think. Really? I remember in HMV for the 3 altogether. Yeah, because it was on import. And they only had like 2 copies in there. Yeah.
Really?
And it just so happened that I just got the money back because I'd bought a ticket for the This Is It Michael Jackson tour, and it got cancelled, and I got a refund, and I just got that cash literally, and went in there, and there was Lotus Flower.
I bought Lotus Flower for like about £12, but then I did buy it from abroad. So
right, yeah. I just paid it. I was there in HMV. I had the money, and it was an import. I had 2 copies. I'm buying it. I got to get it. Yeah.
Oh no. Crystal Ball, $54.99. Brilliant. Right, everybody.
We gotta go.
Well, I say
when is the next live, Cinnamon? I don't know.
Soon. At some point.
Probably before the end of the year or around the end of the year. We normally do a review, just chat about the whole year. We might do one of those. Just keep looking at our Twitter feeds.
We should really do a Christmas quiz.
A Christmas quiz.
I'm not saying we will, but I'm saying.
Hey, you've put the gauntlet down now. Blimey.
We'll see. But all the people in the UK, remember to put your clocks back. All the people not in the UK, don't do that.
And maybe get some of you guys on. It'd be nice to have Edgar Cruz on. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
God, what you don't know.
I know, I couldn't afford it, but no. We got to pay his, pay his lawyers, and
we're gonna have to sell that guitar.
We'll have to sell the guitar. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. Thank you all so much. This is the end of Diamonds and Pearls Celebration, signing off, and we will all be back soon. I expect a Christmas quiz.
You've
done it now.
What have I done?
What have you done? Oh dear, on the 12 days of Princemas or something.
I'll start working on it now.
Start working on it now. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We will see you all soon. Bye.